got it locked on Roadium Radio.
Hey Tony, drop that. What bass? I bet. Dr. Dre in the place to be. Co-rockin' shit with my homeboy Steve. After Roadium, get stupid, yo. Don't think that you can get none of Dre. The motherfucking doctor, the bitch hopper, the sucker motherfucking stopper. I'm fucked up, so don't mind what I'm saying. I'm just kicking it, but Steve, Tony, A.M., Susan, yo, we can choose it. Dope shit to put in a mix. Know what I'm saying? We kick shit like and that's a fact. And if your shit ain't in the mix, you know it's whack. And that ain't no bullshit. I'm kicking facts on a serious tip. Word up, Dr. Dre's in full effect doing serious damage, boy.
Tony A! Tony A! When you're ready, go.
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio, episode 137. And I want to thank everybody who has tuned in, everybody who subscribed, everybody who's commenting, and the Roadium Radio Warriors on the live chat, everybody that's encouraging messages, and those of you that are not so encouraging, but yet you're still here. So other than that, you know what, I got a couple of minor announcements. Once again, if you want to buy an ad, once again, do not hit me the day of and want your ad that day. We plan these things, and if you want to get at me, DOCUMIXERY /ads, it's all the info. As many times as I say that, people still ask me, what is all the info? DOCUMIXERY /ads, go to documixery.com, and that's where you will find it. So, or you can just DM me, inbox me, hit me up, and I'll shoot you all the info. Other than that, Freaky Tales will not be this Friday, but the following Friday. Okay, and other than that, you know what? I don't have too many other stuff. If I do, I'll say it during the breaks. The merch, the hats, all orders have been shipped. So if you want a shirt, if you want a hat, if you want a tank top, whatever, documixery.com. And without further ado, please allow me to introduce my very special guest, MC Magic and J-Roxx. From Nastyboy Records.
That's right.
What's poppin'?
I was trying to take my time because proper introduction.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. No.
I thought you forgot and I just came to save you.
No.
That happens though.
No, it does happen. Actually, one time I actually even called somebody a wrong name.
A wrong name.
Yeah, so I had to apologize. So if you're watching, hey, dispenser. So other than that, Magic, I know you drove down yesterday. How was the drive?
Awesome. I love the drive to LA. We come out here often to get things done, to shoot videos, to do features, podcast, interview. We do it all the time. So to me, it's a getaway from my regular routine. Yeah. And I get to go to LA for a little while. And my wife says, "You always want to get away."
Now, well, let me ask you this: since you're always over here, how come you just don't live here?
Oh, I could never leave home, brother.
Really?
Oh man, I'm Arizona for life, brother.
That's awesome.
I love LA, great place to visit.
Right.
But you know there is a trending thing on YouTube called "Why I Left Los Angeles."
Really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Look it up.
Wow. Well, I know Joe Rogan left Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone. I think he's like in
But
Texas
he got a
somewhere.
fatter check to leave.
Right. Yeah, 100 million reasons to leave LA.
Yes, exactly.
J-Roxx, how are you? It's a pleasure to have you here.
I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now let me ask you this: how far did you drive from?
It was about like 2 hours, I would say, like 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah.
From Imperial Valley.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Got a chance to meet your dad, and you know what I found out? He's a big sports guy.
Yeah.
He's a Cowboys fan and a boxing fan. So I wanted to ask you: are you a sports girl?
No.
Not at all?
No, it's because growing up, my dad always thought I was gonna be a boxer, so he like made me do boxing, since I was like 7 years old, and he thought I was gonna be a boxer, but obviously I'm not, and so I just since I was kind of like forced, I just didn't like it, but yeah, I'm not a big sports person. I'm more like into the arts, and music is my thing. So
okay, the good thing about boxing, at least you could throw a nice jab, so in case if a fan tries to get crazy,
oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying, you know how to defend yourself. That's a good thing.
Now he still says that she's got a good hit. Did I say it right, Freddie?
Really?
I do, but boxing is just not my passion, you know, it's his, but.
So you never sit down with your dad and just, I'm sure you do, watch some boxing?
We did like once or twice. It was cool though. I like the things that he has told me about it. It's been cool. It's interesting. Like I like it because it's different from a lot of other sports, especially since it's not like a team thing. It's like, you know, and there's a lot of what is it called? I forgot the word, but boxing is it's cool. Like it's cool the things that he's told me, you know, right. And you know, I'm not a huge fan,
like
but
a library of boxing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Maybe we should interview him too. So, now you know what? Eventually, what I want to do, I want to open up another podcast and pretty much talk about current events, news, sports, everything. And he will probably be somebody interesting to bring in.
No doubt.
You know,
I recommend it, bro.
Yes. So the last time you were here, it was episode 65. It's been like 70 something. I had it written down, 70 something episodes.
Congratulations, bro. You're killing the game.
And thank you for coming back. Thank you for blessing us with another interview. We have an up and coming artist that's getting ready to blow.
Yes.
You guys sent me the album. You guys sent me the merch, and later on we have some giveaways and some posters. I want you to sign so that we can give those away to the fans that are watching.
That's fine.
You know. Now I know a lot of things are happening for you fast. You know, and being such a young girl in this industry, one thing that I'm glad and that I admire is that your father is here with you. You know, that's a really, really good thing. And I believe that you're in great hands with Magic. Now, but let me ask you, how did you meet him?
So that's like one of my favorite stories to tell, but it's crazy because actually because I had been wanting to work with him for a while already, and I was telling my dad like this type of music is so good. I was like, I need to make a comeback, you know. It's like, especially like with the newer music, I just don't, it's not my favorite, you know. And so my dad had been thinking about hitting up his manager, you know, and so he emailed him you know, we got the automated response or whatever, and then literally the next day is when he was going live with fans and stuff. So I was like, I'm just gonna request to join, but I did not think he was gonna pick me, and he picked me. Really? And so and then so that's what I was saying. I always say that too. Like I was laying down on my bed and I just looked all crusty. I was like, I just didn't think he was gonna pick me, you know. Like I was like, there's no way. And then I just see my screen was just loading, and I was like, oh my god. So I got up super fast, and the first thing that I want to do is just sing for him. Like I just like wanted to get that out of the way, you know. And so I sang one of his songs, and then after I took the opportunity to sing one of my own songs that me and my dad had written like a few days literally before that. And that song that we wrote was Mi Amor for my album, and that one was inspired by his older music. So it was the first Spanish song that I ever wrote too.
Wow.
So that's how we met. And you know, him and my dad set up, you know, a time and place to meet and stuff, and then we were only supposed to record a feature for his album, but then we ended up recording Mi Amor, and then it turned into him wanting to help me produce my entire album, and now we're here.
Awesome Magic, what was it that you heard or that on why you guys are here today to produce her album?
I've told her many times, and I tell her family too. I've been around this industry for a long time, and I meet lots of beautiful people that almost got talent, a lot of talented people that got no star power. And so it's really hard to find the person that has both talent, beauty, and star power all in one. And that's what I saw in Jay. That's even though she says I looked all crusty that day,
because I did.
You know, she looked a little different. She's evolved a little bit makeup wise since then, but you could still feel the energy. And if you really go back and watch that video, there was a spark about her, which is really her personality.
Yes.
And in radio, I learned that's the one thing you can't teach people is personality. That's God given.
Yes.
And so her personality and her and the spark to just get up and sing right away. Like many people will tell you, I'm a singer, and you say, well, let me hear you sing. Oh, I'm shy right now. Well, you're not a singer.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I said, let me hear you sing it. Boom, she jumped to it. So she had all the ganas and the motivation to go forward, and I just felt that she had that star power.
That's awesome. you know, now let me ask, how long have you guys been knowing each other now altogether?
We've met in May.
Okay.
So for a few months.
Yeah, she says the album is like having a pregnancy because it's been like 9 months since we met, and so the baby landed already last Friday.
You know, you said something interesting that caught my ear, and I always like to ask, because a lot of young artists that I interview here, it's almost like they say, well, you know what, I don't like today's music. What is it about today's music that maybe just doesn't catch your ear?
what all sounds the same, because a lot of, with social media and everything, like, that's just been happening lately. It's like it's warped into like clout and all that type of stuff, and it's like who's the coolest to like, and what's this, like, and then it's the same repetitive sound over and over and over, and that's why people like get called old heads when they like older music, because the older music is what is it called, transposed, is that the right word? I don't know, but it's composed. I don't know why I said transposed. It's composed in a way. It's like it's more it's I don't want to say complicated, but like there's like sections to it. And nowadays music is like, it sounds all the same, yes. Same 808s, same trap drums, everything. And it's like, at first it was cool because it was something new, but like when you hear it over and over and over and over, and people just want to keep hearing the same repetitive sounds and the same chords, and it gets boring, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like older music, that's why a lot of younger kids can't find it within themselves to like it, because it's the patterns in the music is like they're not used to hearing it.
Right.
So that's why I say like older music to me is better, because there's a lot more soul and effort and like heart put into it, and that's what art to me is about. And that's why it's like offensive as an artist to like people who just think like, oh yeah, just give me a good beat and I'll write some lyrics, whatever, and and that's it. And to me that's offensive, because it's not art, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can make a hit, you can make a banger, whatever, but like it's being an artist about the art, like literally. And so that's why I say like newer music just doesn't really catch my attention that much, because I don't feel anything when I listen to it.
Right.
And I like stuff that has passion behind it, and true passion comes from true artists. So
you know what? That's beautiful, because you sound a lot like me and things that I've been saying here. And I'm glad you said passion. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to quote something that Snoop said on some interview. And Snoop said this, that in the 80s and 90s, there were no two rappers that sounded the same.
Yeah.
Everybody had their own sound. Magic, if anybody knows, the East Coast had their sound, the West Coast had their sound, down South had their sound. Everybody knew, oh, that's an East Coast beat. I want a down South beat, or I want a West Coast beat. Today, he said, everybody sounds the same. He said the reason why nobody copied each other back then, he said there were no two rappers that were similar, because if you sounded similar, you were biting. You were taking somebody's style.
Yeah.
Today, and you said it all sounds the same. And I often wonder, why is that? I mean, because here's my thing. Say that J-Roxx releases her album and it blows up. Other females, ooh, I want to jump on that sound that J-Roxx is doing now. And then now we have 1,000 J-Roxx.
Yeah, but I mean, you have a point to a certain point. And the way I'll rebuttal that is that it's easy to copy J-Rock, but then you're just a copy of J-Roxx.
Yes.
It's easy to copy Lady Gaga, but then you're just a copy of Lady Gaga. Because there's only one Lady Gaga, one Eminem, one Dr. Dre, one Snoop. So anyone else that tries to copy them, they're going to come off as a copy.
Yes.
We have an original right here. We have an original. But also, I think because of technology, anybody can make a beat now.
Yes.
And so back in the days, music was made by musicians.
Yes.
And today, music is made by anybody with a laptop. And so that's the reason you don't have real musicianship in music, is because anybody can pull up loopy tunes or whatever it's called. What is it called? Fruity Loops. Fruity Loops, and slap a beat together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I too come from the era where you appreciate the chords that are playing and the chord progression and where that takes you emotionally. Those are the things that I wanted to bring to the table to make sure it inspired her.
Yes.
To be herself, to be a great artist.
That's awesome. Last time you were here, you shared a story. Believe it or not, and I encourage everyone to go listen to episode, if I'm correct, 65 when you were here, because how you said you reached out to Roger from Roger and Zap.
I did.
Okay, and you said, I didn't even have the money, but I got the money. To me, that just showed me, wow, this guy really went all out to fulfill what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
To make great music.
Yeah, I made the contract before I had the money. I said, I shake it. If you said, give me $20 for it, and I got $1 in my pocket, I'm not going to tell you, I only got $1. I'm like, I got you. Let's make it. That's what I did with Roger. He asked me for 10 grand, and I'm like, let's do it. Knowing that my bank account said $800, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. But that's called a leap of faith.
Yes.
You have to take a leap of faith. Like J-Roxx, I believe enough in her that we spent a lot of money to get her. If you look at her music videos, if you look at the quality of everything we've done, nothing is cheap, bro.
Right.
Nothing is cheap.
Just the album cover, just everything, the way everything was done. All the pictures.
The album cover was probably the cheapest.
Yeah, the album cover was.
But it looked good.
It was a picture my dad took on accident, and it was.
On accident? How did that happen?
Oh, well, because we were struggling to get an album cover, and it was like MC Magic's like, I need it by yesterday, and it kept being tomorrow. So, you know, I was like, oh my God. And so I was crying too before we took that picture, but because it was taking so long. And then my dad, he was just taking a bunch of shots of me in my room. Literally, we just had a black wall like behind me, and he was just taking a bunch of shots. I wasn't liking any of them, and he got the shot that was the album cover, and I was like, let's just use this one.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's even a little blurry, but she still liked it. We went with it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was dope.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
beautiful. I you know what? It looks prettier on Spotify to me. You know, when I see it on Spotify, man, it's just so much nicer that it's on Spotify. You know.
I like it that you keep bringing up your dad, because that's a beautiful thing. I love to see unity. I love to see family involved. You know, it's just not like, oh, that's just what my daughter does. No, I'm glad that he's a part of it and that you keep bringing him up. My dad this, my dad that. That's a beautiful thing. Now, let me ask you this. On a normal day, what is J-Rock's bump? What do you play?
Everything. That's like a hard question to answer, because I listen to literally everything. Like, I can go from listening to like SPM to Avenged Sevenfold to Red Hot Chili Peppers to just like Bob Marley. Like, it jumps. It just, whatever I feel is what I listen to.
See, that always blows me away that they mention like Bob Marley and older groups like that.
Yeah.
Because that's like pretty much like our generation of music. But I love the fact that it's being passed down and that you're enjoying it, you're loving it. Because today's music, like yourself, I have a hard time with it. I really, really do. I even say sometimes I even press mute mentally on today's music because I just don't see it going anywhere.
I understand that, bro.
You know.
I do.
'Cause
But
it's
it
all
also
about
shows
hype.
that her parents had great music selection because
Oh, yeah.
it's your parents who influence you musically or whoever raises you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And her parents put all kind of music in her. That's how she knows about know
Right.
the classics that are
Right.
so great.
And that was my next question is, growing up, your mother and your father,
Mm-hmm.
what type of music would your mother and your father play at home? What would your dad play first and then your mom?
My dad plays random stuff, to be honest with you. Like, you know, he likes No Doubt, Amy Winehouse, but like he still listens to like SPM, Aztec Escobar. I love Aztec Escobar. And then he'll play like, you know, like corridos. He likes like random stuff, my dad, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And then my mom, she's more like oldies and like SPM, you know, a lot of Chicano rap. And traditional Spanish music. And then on my own, I liked like more like, you know, a little bit of punk, more
Punk
pop.
rock?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, all right.
You know, some pop, you know, like, so I had like music coming from everywhere, you know, and that's like when people, they ask me like, oh, what genre are you? Whatever. I can't give it because like I grew up listening to so many different things that I want to do all those things that I listen to because it's all good music. It's like MC Magic always says, good music is good music, you know?
Absolutely. And you know what? Listening to your album, and I share this with you, Magic, I saw a lot of different genres in there. Well, I heard a lot of different genres.
Yeah.
It makes sense now what you're saying, what you grew up in. You know, you just like so much different that you implemented that in your album. Now, what was the first song, without giving how was it? Because on the next, we're going to go over it,
Yeah.
every song. How was it being in the studio with Magic, knowing that this guy is a legend?
Well, first of all, we were actually in my living room, which was funny. We recorded most of the album in my living room, but, you know, like, I just couldn't believe it. And, like, to this day, to, like, right now, this very moment, I still don't believe my life. Like, it just feels like a whole dream. Like, if I'm just floating through everything, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy.
That's awesome.
I just don't believe my life. Like, I really don't. So, like, whenever I met him, I just couldn't stop laughing and everything. It's like, same with Little Rob, you know, I couldn't stop laughing. It's like, it's just so fake, but it's cool. Like, it was like, it's like insane because like I literally grew up listening to him.
Right.
And like now he's like my best friend.
Wow.
And it's funny though because it's something that I didn't want to mention. I don't even remember if I've told him before, but his song Cinti, when I was little, I don't know Spanish that much, right? And I used to think the song was about like different girls, and I thought for Cinti, I thought that was a name of a girl. Like
thought it was Cindy.
I thought Yora was like a name. I thought Cinti was a name. I thought everything that he was saying, or the girl in the hook, I thought he was saying names of girls because I didn't know what it meant.
She thought it was a song about a player with a lot of girls.
Yeah, and so like you know that was one of my favorite songs growing up, and I just want to put that out because I thought it was kind of funny. Because now I know what the song means, but anyways, so yeah, it's like it's crazy because like we're just friends now. Like this, like I could just text him and stuff, and it's just cool, you know. But yeah, it's like it's definitely just fake. That's like my best way to put it. Like it's just not. It's unreal.
Yeah. No, Magic. Working with her. I mean, I know you heard her sing, but you finally get down to the nitty gritty. Okay, we're gonna work on this one track. How was it working? What was the experience like? You know, because we all know she's a young girl. You're shaping and molding her. You're building a sound for her. How was it? You know.
at first, you know, I heard her sing la 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 la, and that's a la la. It's just it's a simple melody.
Yes.
But I felt that she had more to offer. I'm like, and I really pride myself in being a good producer in the studio when it comes to producing vocals. There's for some reason I've worked with several artists that when they work with me, they sound amazing, and when they go record somewhere else, I don't even like their songs. And so I figure, wow, I have this gift to bring the best out of people.
Yes.
And I told her that's what we were going to do. And probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the recording, her mom and dad were saying, she's never sounded like that. Right?
Yeah, he pushed me beyond my limits. Like for Mi Amor, that's the song that I showed him on live. It turned into something like 100 times more beautiful because he pushed me to like use my voice that I didn't even know that I had, you know?
She had it in her. It's just that sometimes you have to, kind of like your kid that plays basketball, football. You can do it, mijo. You can.
Right.
You gotta put that reinforcement in kids and let them know that yes, you can. And she believed it. It was already in her. She believed it and then just did it.
Yeah, you know what? And I've always said this, that's what a good producer does. He brings the best out of you. He can hear you sing, say, okay, she's got potential, but there's more there. There's more there. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm a very, very hard person to work with, especially when somebody comes in here and thinks they've arrived, thinks they got it. Do the verse over again. Do the verse over again. Do the verse over again. Do the verse, and before you know it, they do it about 30 times. Dude, it sounded the same every time. Like, no, it didn't.
I understand you because I've never said this publicly, but when I was with MB Writers, I would edit their lyrics. I'd be like, I don't like that lyric. Say it like this, and then say it a different way. Give me a different swag. I was producing all their lyrics and everything. That's why after they don't work with me anymore, their records didn't sound the same.
Right.
You know,
right.
I was doing, so much of it, but it kind of sounds, crappy to toot your own horn too much. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I understand, and you're just being honest. I saw, and this goes along with what he is saying. I saw an interview where Eminem was being interviewed by, I don't know if it was MTV or whatnot. They asked him, how was it working with Dr. Dre? And he said, well, when I first took my notebook, he played a beat, I was just rapping. Like I never stopped. And he said, okay, you're a rapper. He goes, but I'm going to make you an artist now.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's the difference. I mean, people have talent, people have maybe a voice, but it takes somebody like him to bring the best out of it and then let the whole world enjoy it. And that's where you're at, Now, so it took about 9 months to produce this. Like I said, we're not going to get into the songs yet.
Yeah.
But now, do you have any favorites? Don't name them though. But is there some that like, okay, that was mine, that's mine. That one, not so much.
I'm gonna say I think all of them are my favorite. Because there's something special about each one. Like they're all
okay.
They all have. I guess I would say one that's just not like super duper. Can I say it? No.
No, you can say it.
Okay. Is probably Como la Flor, only because it's not my song.
Right.
That's not that I don't like the song, of course, but I'm saying only just because it's not my song.
Right.
It's not like if I wrote the lyrics, so it's not like.
It's a cover.
Yeah, it's a cover, so it's not.
Okay.
It's nothing too crazy to me. But all the other songs, they're all my favorite in their own ways.
Awesome. You know what? Now let me ask you this. I don't know if anybody's ever asked you this, but now that your album is it out already? If I'm correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought I had an exclusive though. So.
You did for a week.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. How has life changed for you since the videos, since Magic, since Little Rob, and your album's out? Has more new friends, less friends, hate? What has been going on in your life?
Well, it's a lot of positivity, but of course, like the negativity comes with that too. But I honestly don't care anymore. I used to care like in the very beginning because it's like you kind of value people's opinions too much, but now I just don't care, and I'm just excited to do art because that's really just what I want to do in life. I just want to do art forever. So now I see that I have all these people that like genuinely love me. Like people are messaging me, reposting my stuff, and it's like it's all genuine. It's like, okay, I'm doing it for them. I don't care what any haters. I don't care. Like it's just
right.
It's like whatever. And definitely though, like there's been a change, I guess, on social media because so I'm not really going out and stuff right now.
Right.
But it's insane because when I had first met MC Magic, I was still doing music on my own, but it wasn't. I mean, nothing compared to what it is right now.
Right.
And So yeah, there's definitely been a lot of positivity, a lot of love from so many people, like everywhere, and it's crazy, and it's cool to me because in high school I didn't have a lot of friends. Like I was not popular. I was like the weird girl. Even like in my senior year, I would sit by myself at lunch. Like I didn't have friends, and now it's kind of like feels like, I wouldn't say the world because I'm not on that level yet,
Right.
but like it feels like the world is my friend. You know, like I'll go live and it's like a giant FaceTime call with people that love me, and I love them too because they support what I love, and they like me like as a person. So it's like it's super cool, and so I'm just like super grateful for that because like you know, I've always like felt alone like for a huge part of my life, and so they just like it's like one big family kind of. And
That's
I would
awesome.
definitely say that's like probably one of the biggest things is like I just feel more, you know, like complete now.
If I can, let me encourage you because the hate part is always going to be there.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's always going to be
even from
there.
my own sister.
Now,
Bree is solid.
Yeah,
Come
I
on
love
now.
Bree. I
is
love
solid.
Bree. She's so funny.
are you a fan at all of Prince?
No.
Okay. But I got a story because I'm a huge fan of Prince. As a matter of fact, that's him right there, the little
I
guy.
called him
You
James
said-
Brown.
I know,
I
I
called
was
him
like-
James Brown. Look, from this angle, bro.
Okay, now, Prince is known worldwide. He's huge.
Yeah.
He's already passed away. May he rest in peace. But let me say this. When he first started, and Magic, I think you may know this one, or if not, it's going to be kind of crazy. When he first started, he opened up for the Rolling Stones here at the Coliseum in L.A., and he got booed off the stage. They were throwing shoes and everything. I remember watching it on the news. I think I was like in 7th grade. And he got booed off the stage, and then he takes off and blows the hell up. So even he received some negativity and some boos and all that. So, but let me encourage you, do not pay attention to him. It's going to be there. You're a winner. Keep going.
Oh yeah, no, I don't care. I always say like one of my favorite artists of all time is Eminem, and in my eyes, he's the greatest. I don't care what anybody says. No one can tell me different. Like it's Eminem. Like he can literally like slaughter somebody with only words. Like I don't care what anyone says, and even then he still gets hate. And I'm like, so like it's just really hard to even take haters seriously because it's like
Right.
they like people still hate on someone like that.
Right.
And so just like who cares?
What is it about him that you like, that you really like?
Oh my God, everything. But I guess the biggest thing that I love about Eminem is the fact that he just doesn't care about anything. It's like he can say anything. He can say anything he wants to, and he doesn't care who's listening or how they feel about it. Like he's just him. And I guess that's the most respectful thing about like I love Eminem for that. Like because a lot of people are not like that, you know? Like a lot of people are too like, you know, they're just like they walk on eggshells and stuff. Eminem just doesn't care.
Yes. And I'm one of those guys that I just don't care. I say a lot of things that pisses a lot of people off, but where I said you got to have thick skin. And I'm sure, Magic, you've had your share of negativity people have said.
Oh, no doubt. You know, this is what I've heard the most.
Yes.
You know, bro, I know everybody talks shit about you. You know, bro, they hate on you. I'm like, who? They never do it to my face. They've never gone to my face. Or someone that I know has actually left a negative comment, you know, in my timeline. I've seen accounts that say Bob Lewis, and you go to his page, he's got 0 followers, and he's hating. Bob Lewis is nobody.
There's nobody.
You see what I'm saying? And so, yeah, there's people that do leave a couple of negative things here and there, but for the most part, 1 in a million, bro.
Right.
Because, you know, I got 90% ladies following me. We're good, brother.
That's awesome.
Ladies know how to show love.
Well, you know what? Now, this is going to trip you out probably because I've known of you for years, okay? But it wasn't until I interviewed you here that when we kind of brought up a little bit about the hating thing, because honestly, on my side of the tracks, I never heard anything negative about you, which is awesome. So when I heard it, I'm thinking, wow, even Magic's like getting hate. Like that's crazy. So, you know, and your music is dope. It's different. It's not even on that gangster shit or nothing like that. But you still got haters. Like I didn't get that. You know.
You know, whenever you get a chance on the Rewire, there's a song. There on my album, The Rewire. There's a song called "Love and Hate," and this guy hated on me so bad. It was at the time when on MySpace you could leave a voice comment.
Yes.
And I took his voice comment, recorded it, and put it on a record.
Oh wow.
I took his entire hate about me and put it on a record. It's very interesting. It's probably him 3 minutes of just shitting on me.
No.
I loved it.
No
I loved it so much that I put it on my album.
That's crazy.
Wow. Hey,
You gotta hear it.
I gotta hear it now.
Love and Hate.
Love and Hate. Look it up, MC Magic.
And it sounds amazing, bro.
I hope he's watching.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, he actually deleted his account after my album came out because he left his account, like hit me up on MySpace. I forget his name, but blah 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 blah. And people went after him, so he deleted his account.
Wow. Well, let me say this, okay, before we go to break. Okay, you're a winner, and I'll tell you why. Because jealous people don't hate on losers. They don't hate on losers. They hate on winners.
Of course.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Of course.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break. We're going to come back. We're going to go through your album. And then after the next break, we're going to take some calls.
That was a quick 30 minutes, bro.
30 minutes right there.
Dang,
Yeah, we're talking a lot. That's good. Okay, everybody. Once again, make sure you call somebody, text somebody, and hopefully I can say it and not get offended. Slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that MC Magic and J-Roxx is in the motherfucking building. We'll be back 10 minutes. Don't fuck around. Yo, call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.
28, chilling at the Roadium with my homeboy Steve. Be on the lookout for our new 12-inch, the shit is dope. Yo, I like to say what's up to my homeboy Dre, my homeboy Prince of Jazz, and the girls with the big ol' ass. So Trip, I'm about to bust one more time to let y'all niggas know just what's on my mind.
In the morning, police at my door. Fresh Adidas squeak across my bathroom floor. Out my back window, I make my escape. Didn't even get a chance to grab my old school tape. Mad with no music, but happy cause free. And the street to a player is the place to be. Got a knot in my pocket weighing at least a grand.
And we heard about this young kid from the Harbor area named Tony A. And he was a DJ, and he was going in with the big stars, you know what I'm saying? And he was like one of us going in and infiltrating inside of all these MCs, you know what I'm saying?
A Roadium mixtape is just mixed of different types of music, no matter what genre it is. And like I said, it's like making your own musical movie.
When La Raza came out, man, even the amount of sales of the single of La Raza that got moved out of the Roadium was crazy, bro. And that song just got played and was played in all the stands over there. And I was blessed to go back one time even to see it, and I want to say in 91 or 92.
Although they were not black, they were Oriental, Asian, whatever you want to call them, they were cool. And they embraced everybody, blacks, Latinos, whoever came to the swap meet to want to buy music, they were record people.
Lonzo, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You sure?
Motherfucker, I'm ready, goddamn!
Like it ain't shit, cause I'm a player motherfucker named DJ Quick. It's a full-time jack move. Billy Joe, yo, homie, make the track move. Freestyle, me and mama keep the big chicken. Sweat dripping, girl is in the middle with your chicken. Walked in the house, got shot. 1, 2, 3. Motherfucker, don't down. This shit. This is it, y'all. Daddy. Kick your ass.
Cut. We're good.
Hey Tony, drop that. What bass?
I bet.
My name is the Croft, the CRAWFORD, the poet high C. Tony A, the wizard, just as cool as a blizzard. Picking out his tongue, stabbing pussy like a lizard. Oops, I'm sorry, homie, I didn't mean to say that. Steve is in the house. Come on, won't you play that funky dope beat? You know you gotta throw me some Stanley ass crop coming straight from the Roadium.
You are now about to witness Tony A. Get the funky.
Tell them where you from.
You don't think I'm living, well, fuck you. Cool on a Saturday night in LA. Yo, feeling kinda fancy. Stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. What the hell are you looking for? Can a young man make money anymore? Wear my jeans and like freaking on the floor? Or is it my job to make sure I'm poor? Disruption, disorder, who nourish, not justify. Those that live at the FBI, look at mama's baby.
Yo, right about now, Dr. Dre is in effect. Cold tearing shit up with my man Steve at the Roadium swap meet. And we here to lay it on the line. To all them sucker niggas out there claiming our tapes and shit, we just got one thing to say.
Never catch you doing your ass is mine. Never catch you doing your ass is mine. Never catch you doing your ass is mine. Yeah! Now my name is Dr. Dre. Now my name is Dr. Dre. Now my name is Dr. Dre. Went to a party in West LA. Wanna learn a new dance, that's what you say. What is the new dance that can't be matched?
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio, episode 137. And we're just going to go ahead and jump right back into it with MC Magic and
J-Roxx.
J-Money.
From Nastyboy Records.
She's got a lot of nicknames. She's J-Roxx, J-Money, J-Glizzy.
He doesn't even know what that means, but whatever.
Some of those nicknames we can't even say on the...
All good. Listen, before we get into this album, I had a couple of more questions I wanted to ask you. Okay, you started out boxing.
Yeah.
Okay. At what point, how old were you when you started to sing? Or you said, I want to try this? Was it a rap verse or was it singing?
Singing, and I was 7 years old because I heard the national anthem for the first time.
Really?
Like, I mean, I paid attention to it for the first time, and I was like, I thought it was like the best song ever. So I'd always be singing it, and I would just practice that over and over and over, and I'd be like singing to my mom all the time, just singing the national anthem all the time when I was 7. And then that's when, like, you know, when I had finally got like my iPod and I got more into like music and stuff like that, Eminem was like my favorite of all time ever since I was 7 years old. I love Eminem so much. I love him so much. And so, yeah, so it was him, definitely my biggest influence at that age, and also Adele, because that's when she had just started, like, popping and stuff.
Right.
And since she was, like, a girl, I could actually sing her songs, like Eminem was, like, a rapper. But I would get my iPod, since it had no screen, and we didn't have a computer or nothing, I would play the songs, write down whatever I heard, press play, do the next line, and that's how I learned a lot of Eminem songs and everything. And so, so that's really where, like, my love for music stemmed from. And ever since then, I just like kept growing as an artist. But yeah, it's all thanks to Eminem.
Okay. So you started singing at 7.
Yeah.
Now, where did it go from there? Did you at all, like before Magic, before you met him, were you at all recording at all?
I was. So for a long time when I was little, I did want to be a singer, but I was like, where I'm from, it's a small city. It's never going to happen. Like,
and where's this at?
Central California.
Okay.
Also, shout out to Imperial Valley. But yeah, so like I always thought like it's just not realistic, you know? It's like, and also because of lack of representation of like Mexican women and just people in general in the media. So, you know, I just never thought it was possible. And like it really came back to me when I was like 13 and 14 years old. Because then when I was 14 turning 15, that's when my favorite artist had passed away. My other favorite artist, XXXTentacion. And I really admired him because to me he was like one of the last real artists of my generation. And I was like, who's going to continue his legacy? Nobody was doing what he was doing. Like, he was very versatile and he was not scared of anything. He wanted to do everything just because he could. And I always say, like, I know that I could do everything, like just like how this album has so many different genres on it. I was like, if anyone's going to continue his legacy, it's going to be me because I know that I can. And so then, you know, ever since then, since I was 14, I started making my own music, and I was trying to learn how to produce for a little bit. Kind of sucked, but I still tried, you know. And I made a lot of songs on the piano and on my guitar, and you know, I had that going for a little while. I would drop like a few singles. I had like 3 before I met MC Magic, and so yeah, I was like really trying to do music. So like since I was like 14 on my own, and then, well, you know, when I met him, it really took off.
Okay, now you said you dropped 3 singles.
Yeah.
Okay, who produced those?
So my first single was called Wasting My Time, which to me, I don't really like that song anymore because it's so like I'm so beyond that, you know. People still like it and it's crazy to me, but that song is like about the school system, and I had made the beat for that one. And
so you produced
it herself.
Wow.
Yeah, and we had some help from a local producer. His name's Johnny Keys. He helped me like with some more stuff on that song, vocals and whatever, because I wasn't like completely knowledgeable and all that stuff yet. So he helped out with that track, and then I had my other track, Dear Self, which was also that one was produced by me too. And then I had my other one, Sad Spaceman, which was also produced by me, and yeah, so those were my 3 singles before I met MC Magic.
Okay, so let's talk about those singles. You released them. What was the feedback that you got at that time?
So Wasting My Time, I had a lot of good feedback, surprisingly. It was a lot. It was good, you know, especially for being like independent and like I didn't have any other work out yet. It was like a really good feedback. And it was cool, you know, like people from school were kind of like, oh, like this is a cool song, whatever. And, you know, even had some of my teachers on it, all that. It was cool. And, you know, I even got on World Star's website for that one.
Wow.
I mostly got roasted, but it was okay because, you know, it helped me get thicker skin, you know, like you just get used to it. And then my second single, it didn't do as good as the first one, but it was still good, you know, like regardless, it was still good. And then my third one, which was Sad Spaceman, was people were waiting for that one for like quite a while, so like that one did pretty good too because I had finally released it after like forever. So yeah, they were doing pretty all right. I wouldn't say it was anything crazy, but it was pretty good, especially like since where I'm from. Like it's hard for a lot of us to get opportunities and recognition and stuff. So I would say they did all right, you know. But
Okay. And then so Magic, when it came to this album, like you produced it all. Mm-hmm. Okay. Did she have any input, like, you know what, can you play this, or can I hear a little bit more of that? Did she have any type of input?
Every single song, she said, I want this one to feel like this artist, but faster. This one to have this feel. I want guitar. I want a reggaeton feel. And she would show me reggaeton songs that she liked, and I would talk to my beat makers and be like, this is what we need to create. Took a couple days, and then would go to her living room, put the mic up, and make magic.
Awesome. That's awesome. The reason why I say that is because when you said that you produced your first song, then that's another one of your gifts. It's another one of your talents there. So I knew that she would have some type of input, or at least some type of say in it, because most rappers that I know today, not back in the day, but today, like, just anything, just give me something.
Just give me a beat.
That's it.
Just give me a beat.
Just give me a beat.
And you know, one thing that really irks me as a musician from the past is that a beat is only... If you add guitars, now you got rhythm. Right. If you add a lead key, you know, now you got a lead. But they call everything a beat. Yes. The beat is just
the kick and the snare.
That's it. That's the beat.
Yeah.
You know, or if it's reggaeton, that's the beat. You know, and so, but the whole song is called a beat. It's such a disrespectful term to a guitar player, to an organ player, to a violin, to a cello section, to a mariachi. You can't call a mariachi a beat. How do you have a drum?
Give me some beats, homie. You know?
I want a mariachi beat.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, we have 12 songs here. Okay, let's look at them. And let's go over them, and then I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, and then at the very end I'll give you my favorites.
Okay, good.
Okay.
We're excited. Let's do this.
Okay, Mi Amor. What can you tell me about that one?
Oh,
that's
my God.
Number one.
So the first song that me and MC Magic recorded together, my first Spanish song. Like I said, I don't know too much Spanish, so my dad had to help me write that song. I knew what I wanted to say, but I was like, Dad, how do I say this? How do I make it rhyme? How to make it sound like not stupid? You know, it's like it makes sense. And yeah, I had already came up with the chords for that song on my guitar, and I was like, this sounds like an MC Magic like type of song, you know? And I was like, I want to make something out of this. And then I came up with the hook, like the mi amor, se comió mi corazón. And actually that was inspired by XXXTentacion, Heart Eater. He has a song called Heart Eater. So that was inspired by, and also MC Magic, of course. And so my dad helped me kind of write the rest of it to make it make sense. You know, he would just be like, what do you want to say? And then we would, you know, we did it together. And that's when I performed that for him on live, and it turned into what it is today.
Awesome. Okay, now you mentioned your dad once again several more times, which is good. Does your dad write songs? I mean, did he write songs before this? or
my dad used to be a rapper.
Really?
Yeah, he used to be a rapper, and my dad also told me that he used to like to write poetry a lot too. Yes. And so I guess that came in handy for that day. And even that day was funny because my dad was all tired and he didn't like really feel like helping me write a song at the time because it was already late at night. And I was like, Dad, like, please just help me. Like, I need to get this out of my system. And so I kind of like made him help me. And then when he started hearing what it was becoming, he got all excited and he wanted to keep like helping me work on it. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, if he would have never helped me, I probably wouldn't have been able to ever show him that. And it might have not even turned into something more than what it was, which is crazy because I would say it's like the butterfly effect. You know, it's like little tiny things here and there. But yeah, so.
Okay. You know what? You said something interesting. You boxed. You started singing at 7. Then you mentioned you played guitar. Growing up, did you play any instruments?
Yeah, actually, the person who taught me how to play the guitar was my Theo Steven. He's like one of my favorite people on this whole entire planet. He showed me how to play the guitar when I was 7 years old. And it was like an on and off thing because I was so little, you know, like it wasn't like I wasn't crazy consistent with it. And I picked it back up when I was 14. And I still have an on and off relationship with my guitar. I can write songs still, but I'm not all like crazy, you know, like yeah. And my Theo's like the one, he got me into Avenged Sevenfold, and so I started liking that type of sound too. And yeah, so that's like really when I started learning.
Magic, what can you tell me about Mi Amor?
What I really like about Mi Amor is that it was a real vulnerable record. Females love vulnerable records. When you tell a female, this is my soul and I'm giving it to you, I've always catered to the ladies.
Yes.
So people want to hear vulnerability. And so it had that. It's like, you stole my heart. You ate my heart. I'm nothing without you, almost, you know? And it sounds cliche almost, but a hopeless romantic is a hopeless romantic.
Yes.
And so that song was perfect for that. When I heard her sing it, I took the clip from where she sang it to me and built the entire music. So the day that I met her, I'm like, look, I got a surprise for you. And she was like, oh my God. It was just a guitar thing. And then we dropped the beat, and it was just.
That's awesome. I love music talk.
Me too.
Honestly, it's like,
Yeah, no, it grew legs, and then when we were recording it, at that point, I was inspired by a Juan Gabriel intro.
Hell yeah.
And I even showed it to her. I go, listen to this record by Juan Gabriel. He sings almost a cappella, just with a few chords here and there, for about a minute, and then boom, it drops into Querida, or whatever it was. And so I said, let's do that with Mi Amor. Let's take the beginning and make it a real sultry, blah, blah, blah. And we did. And it's just fire.
Yeah, Mi Amor, like, it took a life of its own that day, too, because it was obviously a great song, but we were like, it's just missing something. Like, it's missing that, like, you know, that, like, I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, and also, by the way, Mi Amor is about, it's talking about a dead boyfriend, by the way. Because I always tell MC Magic that I will never cry over a guy that's alive. Like, he has to have really meant something to me, you know, for me to cry over him. So it's about it's about a dead. Okay. Yeah, like I told him, because I said if a guy would ever leave me in real life, it's like, okay, you're lost. I'm not gonna write love songs about him. But like, if I loved him and he died, then that's like a whole other story.
Yes.
So that's what Mi Amor is.
So he's gotta die for you to cry.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I like that.
Wow, glad you shared that. You gotta die for.
I ain't crying up for nobody that's living.
Yeah, like, if you want to leave, bye. Awesome. Now, Princesa, what can you tell me about that?
Oh my God, Princesa is so good. Okay. Oh my God, Princesa is also about a dead boyfriend, by the way.
Another dead one?
Yeah.
Damn.
She concepted the video for it already, and the guy dies in it.
Damn, the guys are gonna not want to date you. Me voy a morir.
No, but Princesa is so okay. So growing up, Princesa was my favorite MC Magic song. Like, it's just so good. To me, Princesa, it never sounded like a beautiful, like a cute love song. It sounded to me like a tragically beautiful love song. And I love things that are tragically beautiful. And actually, when I came up with the concept and all that, I was thinking of the song "A Little Piece of Heaven" by Avenged Sevenfold. I don't know if you've ever heard it, seen it, whatever, but it's just a tragically beautiful love story. It's super twisted, and it's like I feel like only artists can find the beauty in it, because a normal person would be like, what the hell is this? Like, but so I really took that, and I kind of wanted to give Princesa a different meaning, you know. And so we did do that, and like, to me it just sounds so sad. Like, it doesn't sound like a happy love song. It sounds like so tragically beautiful, and I love that because it makes me feel something. Because I feel like when things are just blatantly beautiful, it's like, okay, like, that's pretty, but like, where are the layers to it?
And also, Princesa, it's an original song that I had on my album, like, in 2009. So because it was one of her favorites, I said, let's remake it.
And I didn't want to at first. I was like, I'm not gonna touch your song because I'm gonna ruin it. That's what I told him. I was like, it's too good for me to, like, I don't want to be on it, you know, because I was scared that I was gonna ruin it. And it's actually one of our most popular songs now. Like, people love Princesa. It's like every time I go live, they request that I sing it. Every time, multiple times.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, number 3, Mi Diamante. What can you tell me about that one?
Mi Diamante goes hard.
Nobody died on that one, right?
No one died on that one. That one's just.
I'm being sarcastic.
No, actually, nobody.
No, you got her thinking now. Maybe it might be a good idea for him to die in the video.
No, Mi Diamante was kind of like, that song kind of just like came to us, like, just out of nowhere, you know. Like, we were really influenced by how do you say the song? Because I don't want to mess up the name of the song.
Nunca es suficiente para mí.
Yeah, I heard it one time, and I was like, I want to make a song like that. He showed, like, the first few seconds I heard that song, I was like, we need something like this, you know.
And that's a cumbia.
Yeah, that's a
Yes.
cumbia.
Yes.
And it's just, and so that one, like I said, like, took a life of its own, just like everything else. And it was crazy, like, and even the one part of the little song, the song is like, it goes like, it's like da 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 da. That's kind of an accident because we didn't have lyrics yet. So MC Magic's like, just do like filler, you know, we'll just do the melody for right now. And I was like, da 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 da. And I was like, actually part of the actual song. And so we ended up leaving it in there, which is cool, because it
ended
sounded
up being a chant.
Because it sounded good, so we just left it.
And here's another interesting. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
Here's another interesting about the song "Mi Diamante," is we wrote it later in the day, and I usually stayed with her until about 5 or 6 p.m. and then drove all the way back to Phoenix.
Wow.
And it was already almost time to leave, and so what we did, just so that it sounded like a full song, is we took the chorus that we wrote and the verse that we wrote, and we repeated it.
Oh yeah.
And it sounded so good that we never went back and wrote another. We just repeat. It's one verse twice, one chorus 3 times.
Wow.
It's only got one chorus and one verse.
Yep.
But it
And
sounds so good.
And it's one of the most popular songs too off of the album. People love that song. People
That's
love
dope.
that song.
That's dope. I'm glad you guys are here. Number 4. Now, what's up with Psycho?
Oh my God.
Who's Psycho?
Psycho is based on a true story, sadly, but
Oh, shoot.
like I said, everything happens for a reason, and without that happening, we wouldn't have Psycho. So, you know, I had like been getting hardcore into Britney Spears around that time, and
Okay.
so I was very heavily influenced by her song "Toxic." Because I was like, this is just a big like this. I was like, the beat reminds me of like an asylum. I don't know how to explain it. Like it just sounds weird, but like it sounds good, you know. And so I was like, I just really love like the upbeat feel and everything. So I was like, I want to make something like that. And then we had the beat, or not the beat, because like I said, we had the music, but we didn't know what to do with it yet. And then we finally came up with the concept of, you know, Psycho, and like just like everything else, it took a life of its own. Even my brother and sister are in that song, like in the little chanting parts where it's like Psycho. They helped us do that part.
Awesome.
And I kind of just took really what happened in real life and turned it into like a fun song, I guess. So, and I really wish the girls couldn't relate to that song, but they do, sadly. But it's a good song.
Did you get a chance to watch the Psycho music video?
No, I didn't.
Well,
actually, the only one. Well, I don't want to give it away. What was the Little Rob one? That's the one only one that I've
that's
seen.
an amazing video,
Yes.
which is really doing great since Friday when we dropped it. Friday or Thursday? It was
was-
Thursday night, so pretty
Yeah.
much Friday. So since we dropped it, it's already probably close to 80,000 views.
That's amazing.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And killing them.
That's awesome.
The Little Rob song. But Psycho is about a psycho stalker in school. It's a kid that was crazy about her.
Really?
Yep.
True story.
That's the Psycho.
Like, to be honest with you, I don't blame him, but he didn't have to go. He didn't have to go that far, you know. Like, he didn't have to go that far.
She said, "I'm gonna take my roses. You ain't gotta give them to me."
Right. Okay. Give us one little Psycho story. One that he might have
Oh God,
went over the
there's,
top.
like, too many.
Just give
Jesus.
us the greatest hits from the Psycho.
The
like
greatest
which one?
hits. I'm trying to think, because he did so many creepy things, but I would say 3 days after I met him. I've only known him for 3 days. He wrote me a love letter. I don't know how he knew where all my classes were. He would be outside of all my classes, ready to walk me to my next one, and I was like, okay. And he tried to, you know, like, hug me, and that's something, like, I had only known him for 3 days, and 2 of those days were online, because I had we only had texted twice, and it wasn't even like crazy texting. It was like a few text messages, not even like up all night, nothing like that, you know. So I'd known him 2 days online, 1 day at school, and he did all that.
Yeah,
and
he just went overboard with it.
Yeah, and when I rejected him on Valentine's Day, he literally wrote on his face with a Sharpie, he wrote sad across his face, and he drew fake teardrops, and the whole day he was walking with his head down at school, and I was like, that's when I knew what a huge mistake I had made. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Sometimes we need to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Destrampada.
Yeah, Destrampada. You know what? I was like, was that a D or a P for a second? Destrampada. Talk to me about that one.
Destrampada goes so hard. So that song was actually inspired by Pobre Diabla by, I always feel like I say his name wrong. I don't want to say his name wrong. How you say his name?
Say it.
He just get my name. He just get my mind too.
I feel like I pronounce
Don't matter.
Yeah, I always feel like I pronounce it wrong, as I don't want to say it wrong. But so I literally was so obsessed with that song, and I was like, I need to do a song like this. Like I said, I was inspired by what I just loved, you know.
Right.
And so at first, when we first started working on it, I was like, this sounds too much like Pobre Diabla. But then it, like I said, just took a life of its own. Now it sounds nothing like Pobre Diablo. Like literally, you could, like, I feel like you can't even compare them. You could just say that they're both reggaeton songs, but they sound nothing alike.
But don't forget, when we were writing that chorus, we intentionally stayed away from the similar melody.
Oh yeah,
Right.
So that we had our own song. You know?
Awesome.
And it's funny too, because we had trouble coming up with the name of that song, and MC Magic was like, how about Desrampada? And apparently, like, my parents told me that my tata, before he passed, like, he was always saying that, like, Desrampada was like one of his words that he would always just be saying. And so it's funny because, like, you know, it was just like a little bit of
coincidence.
Yes, it was cool.
Okay, I Belong to You.
Oh my God. That's a good song.
You got a story behind all of these songs, which is good.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I like to make things with meaning. I don't think there's not one song on this album that we were just kind of like I don't like that. You know, it's like I said, everything needs to have passion behind it. So I Belong to You. We had wrote that after my tata had passed away. He passed away on the 4th of July in 2020, and he only got to hear 3 songs off my album. And so I was like, I want to do a song, like a dedication to him, because he was like my biggest fan ever. And so I wanted to do an oldie for him, and that was never in the original plan to do an oldie, because I just didn't think it would suit me. But I was like, let's do an oldie for him, because my tata loved oldies. Literally, that's mostly what he would play. And so I wanted something like an Angel Baby type of feel, because that's the song that I used to perform with him and his band, which is my tios. And so I wanted something similar to that, and when I heard it, I instantly fell in love with it. Like, the music was so beautiful, but every time me and MC Magic tried to record it, like, I just couldn't do it. Like, I would just we tried to record it, I want to say like 4 to 5 times, and like I just broke down each time. Like, I just could not sing. I couldn't even think about it. I didn't want to think about it. I was like, there's no way that I could do this. And so I guess my dad had the idea of like, what if Little Rob was, you know, on this track, and like it just came to him, and of course we didn't know if he was gonna say yes, because when I met Little Rob, he said he never like does features with just anybody, you know what I mean? And so he
knows about that.
he agreed to it, you know. And so then when I heard his hook for the track, I was like, this is so good. And then the lyrics came naturally to me when I started writing. I was like, it just came natural, and it turned into a love song, like how my dad was saying, like Little Rob's story behind Linda Mujer, like it was to his nana, and he couldn't write it, so he turned it into a love song. That's exactly what happened with I Belong to You, which is so crazy. And I did it with Little Rob, which is even crazier. And so, you know, it's crazy. And then when I showed my nana that song, she was crying because she said it reminded her of hers and my tata's love story when they were younger. So it still did have meaning to it, you know, like specifically towards him. And so that's like, and I know too, like, since Little Rob like kind of like MC Magic, like they're more like considered older artists, whatever. When we came out with it, there was like a lot of hate, whatever. But to me, I just don't care, because I know my tata would have loved it.
Yeah.
He would have thought it was the best song in the world.
Yeah,
and my tata was the type of person, like, he doesn't like Eminem. Like, he was one of those, like, he was just him. He didn't care what anybody thought. He literally, like, if you didn't like him, he didn't care. Like, he was just him. And so like I just know his reaction would have been like who cares, Mija? Like this song is good. Like, you know, he would have been so happy. And so when people leave hate comments, I'm like, I don't care. Like, it's a great song, and it's like, and I got to do it with Little Rob. It's like literally so iconic in the Chicano music scene. Like, it's like, and so that song is just, it's super good, and
Awesome.
a lot of people love it.
Anything you want to add to that, Magic?
No, I mean, she hit it, you know, on the head. I was so happy with the way the song was turning out. I really wanted it to be a good a song that you could play next to another Lil Rob record and be like, this has the same flow. So I was so adamant about that I sent it to get mixed by Fingers, who's one of Rob's most known producers and mixers. So Fingers mixed a song for us because I really wanted it to sound like an authentic Little Rob record.
Okay, you know what? Magic showed me a video of your father holding you as a little girl. How old were you? How was you in that video again?
2 weeks.
2 weeks old.
2 weeks old.
Yeah.
And let the public know what your father was bumping in the background while he was swinging you.
Linda Mujer, which is my favorite Little Rob song.
Yeah.
Wow, so 2 weeks old, and then you grow up and you record with Little Rob.
That's what I'm saying. My life is just fake, right? Like, it just sounds like a story or something. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just weird.
And people love it. And people love it. From 80,000 views in 3 days is phenomenal.
That's great.
Phenomenal. I mean, for an artist that didn't even have 1,000 followers on YouTube when we launched it.
Wow.
You know, 5,000 new followers in 3 days. Come on.
That's a beautiful thing, you know. And like I said, I love to see people win. So I'm very, very happy for you.
Thank you.
You know, but we still got quite a more songs to get through. Number 7, Hyper.
This makes me hyper. Hyper, oh my god, I feel like that was probably the hardest song to write.
Why is that?
Because we did not know what to do. Like, we just, Hyper's just, it's just weird, you know? Like, I don't know. It's a good song. Obviously, I love Hyper, but like, to me, it's just like, every time we tried different things, everything just sounded wrong. And me and him were like, what's wrong with this song, you know? Like, well, what can we do?
I think we even left it and came back to it.
Oh, yeah. That song took forever to finish.
And then I wrote it in my head.
Uh-huh.
And then I sang it to her. I go, just, you're not going to like it, but do me this favor, sing this part.
Oh, yeah.
This makes me hyper, gets me so excited. Spend $1 million in a day. That's how we like to play.
Yeah, so he came up with that. And I was like, that actually sounds good. Because that song was inspired by Barbie Girl. Because Barbie Girl is one of my favorite songs of all time. It's a good song. And like, you know, a lot of people don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like it, but it's a banger. I don't care what anybody says. Like, if you play that, like, I'll just start dancing. Like, that's a good song. And so I was inspired by Barbie Girl, you know? And when he showed me the music, like, before we had any lyrics or anything, I was like, I do not like this beat. Like, I just didn't like it, you know? I was like, I don't like it. But then we turned it into something which was Hyper. And so after he showed me that, then it started to, like, the lyrics started to flow naturally. And then I wrote the verses, and then we did the bridge, and I was like, this actually sounds good. But then something still sounded kind of weird, so we tried like auto-tune, we tried without auto-tune, and then it's like, it just, nothing worked until we finally changed. It was the bridge, right?
I think it was, yeah.
That
was when you re-sang it, that you were finally happy with
and
it.
I was like, wait, I was like, this, and I sang it like that kind of on accident. And then we were like, this actually sounds really good. So then we just stuck with it, and then we fixed them, and then that's finally when we were finally happy with the song.
It's like two chefs in the kitchen trying to prepare.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It was just that song was a headache, but it's a good song.
And here we have Hyper Acoustic. It's pretty much the same song.
It's the same song. She just played it on her guitar.
Yeah, because I figured out the chords. I was like, this song sounds cool, like with just the guitar. And I showed it to him, and he recorded it like literally one take, and then that's the one that we used for the album.
Yeah, it was a one take. She didn't redo it.
Mm-hmm.
She told me when I got to El Centro, she says, I learned the chords to Hyper on my guitar. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, well let's check it out. And we recorded it, and that's the version that's on the album.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, number 9. We already touched on that one. Como la Flor.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you guys want to add to that? Or
yeah, I'd like to talk about Como la Flor. She likes to stay away from the whole Selena comparison and all that, but I've been overwhelmed at how many people say, Miss Crazy. Miss Crazy sent me a message that says, you have a little Selena on your hands. That means the world to me. Not so much because somebody said it, because Miss Crazy said it.
Yeah.
You know, things are, like, comments are important, but who says it is really more important.
Yes.
And so shout out to Miss Crazy for having the non-selfish attitude and saying, you know what, mija, you're the future of Chicano music. You're doing it right, and you're representing our gente the right way. These are words that come from the heart. So I said all that to say that because people are comparing her to a little mini Selena, she doesn't sound like Selena. They have different voices.
Yeah.
That's why our version is way different than the cumbia version that Selena did. But because she gets a lot of like Selena lovers saying, you're no Selena, she's like, let's stay away from that subject. Matter of fact, at our album release party, she didn't want to perform it anymore. And it's an amazing song. But that, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. But at the same time, I want to say, I was adamant about doing this record because her dad showed me a video of her winning first place in the talent show singing Como la Flor.
Really?
Yeah, that was actually, I just kind of took a jump at that time because I still don't know Spanish, but I'm a lot better than I was that time. I was a sophomore in high school when that happened, and I was kind of like, I wanted to be in the talent show, but I just didn't know what I could do, because I had already done Amy Winehouse and Whitney Houston, and I was trying to do like it has to be legendary, not just any song. Like, it has to be legendary. And I was like, who else could I cover next? Like, that's really gonna take me up there, And my mom was like, try Selena, and I was like, I don't know, because I didn't know Spanish, and I was like, I was super shy. It's like on stage I kind of look a little bit stiff, but but I
won first place.
Yeah, I still did win first place, and I was shocked, honestly, because I thought my friend was gonna win because he has a great voice. But I ended up winning that day, and I was just like, dang,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and then since then I used to love performing Como la Flor because it's like I was used to performing slower, sad songs where you just kind of stand still, and Como La Flor just had like it brought out a different energy, you know. And I feel like that song, performing that song and getting used to it, did bring up my confidence.
Right.
When I like perform and stuff like that, and but yeah, like I just don't really like when people think like I'm trying to be Selena or something like that, because I respect her and everything, especially since there's not a lot of representation for like Chicanos and stuff, you know, like Mexican people, everything, like it's just there's not that, and she's like worldwide, like it's crazy. And so of course I respect her so much for that, and I do like a lot of her songs, but I just don't like when people think like I'm trying to emulate her, because a lot of my biggest inspirations are male rappers, so I just, you know, I try to stay away from that negative perception. But but yeah,
just to ask, because I'm one of these fans that would want to hear it, would you ever perform live and do the cumbia version?
I don't think so. Do you think?
Would you ever want to?
Well, I mean, I feel like it'd be more fun, because like I'm kind of like drifting away from the slower, sad stuff, because like as I'm getting more confident with my performance and singing skills, like I want to do more, like, you know, so I feel like it would be cool to do that, but I never thought about it till now.
Okay, that's cool, because like me, like the way I would like to see it, like the way you did it, it's just almost like a cappella, a little bit of music, and then all of a sudden, boom, the beat comes in, you know. So just an idea, something that I would definitely enjoy. Now I'm almost afraid to ask about number 10, My Demons.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about your demons.
I like to say that's a very powerful song, and I think that's a sleeper. When I say a sleeper, people might go skim over it, but a bunch of kids are gonna relate to it, and it's gonna be a huge record. Big D's favorite one.
Oh, for real?
Awesome.
That's cool.
Awesome.
So yeah, I would say My Demons. Okay, so oh my god. Okay.
Tell the whole story for those people that don't know.
Yeah, of course. I wrote that song when I was 15 years old. So that was, oh my god, that's like probably one of the worst times of my life, like mentally, because I would say like yeah, I never really had like problems, I guess, like out on the outside, you know what I mean, but sometimes your own mentality can destroy you, like, you know, it can destroy your whole perception of life in the way that like every day feels for you. Like every day I would wake up, I would hate it, like I just didn't, you know. And like I said, I didn't have a lot of friends in high school, because I always feel like I've been mentally older than a lot of people my age. Even people that are older than me, I feel like I'm mentally older than them, you know. And so people just didn't understand me, and it's like I would talk to people, but what I was seeking was like something deeper than friendship. It was like someone who understands me, like if we're like tied like this, you know. And since I've always been so passionate and so like the way that I thought, I always felt lonely, because kids like 15-year-olds, like they don't think like that, and that's not their fault, because they're literally kids, you know. I see my sister, like, you know, and it's like I understand, like they're kids, they're not supposed to be like that, they're not obligated to, but I happen to be like that. And so it was a really alienating feeling, especially at school, you know. Like I just really didn't get along with hardly anybody, you know. I would be nice to people, talk to them here and there, but I never felt connection with anybody, never, ever. So I felt so alone, and that's why I also feel like music did definitely play a huge part of my life, because that's all I had, like that's all I felt like I had, you know. And of course, like I grew from that mentality. Like now I'm way beyond that, but I would definitely say that was like probably the hardest time of my life, because since like 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, all those ages they're just terrible for me. And it was never because of like superficial stuff. It was like I would think about a lot of deeper stuff, like the state of the world, you know, like I said, like the school system, the government, you know, a bunch of other stuff that I feel like I shouldn't mention on here, but like a lot of crazy stuff that like I feel like at that age you should not be
concerned, maybe, or worried about.
And so like so it was like really, it took over my mind a lot, and I was always in a deeper thinking space than my peers, so I always did feel alone. And every time I thought that I was about to make a new friend, something would happen. Like they would disappoint me in some way, or they would just leave. Like, you know, one of my best friends that I finally made in my senior year, she moved to another state. Once we started getting like really close, she moved to another state, and I was like, why does every single person or thing that comes into my life, why does it leave? Like why can't I ever have something that just makes me feel whole and complete, and that's it? Like, why can't I have that? Why is everything taken away from me? You know, like even down to my favorite artist, like he was taken from me. Recently my tata, you know, like I don't want to cry, but
take your time.
But I was just like, why can't I ever have that peace of like someone is like, that's something that makes me feel whole, you know what I mean? And so I wrote that song because that's truly what I was feeling, you know. And I feel like also like in my generation, it's like a new wave of like people think it's cool to be depressed and everything. I never thought that. I hated it every single day. I hated it. And sometimes I felt like I just didn't want to be here, and I felt like the thing that was really holding me back, like keeping me, like was music, because I was so passionate about it. It's like, if there wasn't a person that I could be in love with, and I don't even mean romantically, I just mean like where you get along so like that it's like, you know, there's not a person that I could be in love with. It's gonna be my passion, that's music, and that's what's gonna like hold me, you know what I mean? And so that's why I said, like, when my favorite artist died, I was like, oh my god, like it was terrible, you know, because he was like an artist, like he was so humble, and he made you feel like he was your best friend. And that's how I want to be with my fans. I don't ever want them to look at me like, oh, like godlike, and like that, like I could walk all over them just because I'm this person. It's like I want them to feel like I'm their best friend, because I never had that ever. Like I never had that, not in elementary school, middle school, high school. I never had that. And so that's why, like, you know, like that song is definitely my most vulnerable song on the album. And it's like when he told me that like I should put it on the album, I was like, I don't know, like I was scared to put it on the album, you know. And but yeah, that was like definitely probably like one of my worst times ever. And I just like decided to make something, I guess, good out of it, you know.
Okay.
It's a serious subject.
Yes.
It's a serious subject, and lots of kids will find a little bit of connection with it. May save some lives.
Yes, that's a good thing. That's always a good thing. I'm glad you said that. Lágrimas, which you just shared.
I know. I was gonna just make a joke about that. Lágrimas. So Lágrimas, it's actually funny because MC Magic had like music. I'm not gonna call it a beat anymore. He had music, and he asked me if I wanted to do something with it because he didn't know if he liked it or not. And I was like, no, it sounds good. Like I want to use this. And then he had asked me like, okay, should we do an English track or a Spanish track? And I had said Spanish, and my dad told me that when I said that he was like kind of worried, like, because I don't know Spanish, so he didn't want me to be like, you know, super like Spanish. But I wanted to do a Spanish song because I knew I could do it. And Lágrimas, literally, I keep saying this, but just like everything else took a life of its own. It originally didn't have all the trumpets that it has in the beginning and everything, and MC Magic actually added those himself.
I played the trumpet on that, bro.
This guy never ceases to amaze me. That's a good thing, man. I love hearing stuff like that.
I did play that. That's one of my favorite parts of the whole record because I played the trumpet on it. I mean, on the keyboard, but it was still a trumpet.
He still played it.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. Look.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I remember.
That's awesome.
Oh, I love that trumpet.
But yeah, I remember I was so proud of myself too, because the line where it's like, where it's like, yo te entregaba toda la verdad, pero ya no quiero ser tu loca. Like that little line, I wrote it, and because like since I don't know Spanish, I was so proud of writing that, and that's actually a lot of people's favorite part of the song. Like that's their favorite lyric, which is so cool. But yeah, Lágrimas it's a really, really beautiful song. I really love Lágrimas. I feel like it's underrated. And my tata did actually, he got to hear that song before he passed. He got to hear Lágrimas, Mi Amor, and Psycho.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Is everything okay over there? Okay. I was just checking because something happened on my live chat. So I'm sorry about that. Now, number 12, Princesa, what is that difference? Because obviously on the one you gave me, I only had one Princesa. Well, how is this different from number 2?
Number 2 is called Mariachi.
Okay.
Number 2 is called Mariachi, and number 11 is always 12.
12.
Number 12 is the version that I originally put out. We just replaced the talk box with her voice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's the remake version.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that one on the email when you sent.
My bad.
That's okay.
My
I got
bad.
the CD.
Yeah.
So, I got the CD. Okay.
I'm glad you're paying attention, Tony.
Awesome. You know what? But I just needed to address that because I thought there was some technical difficulty. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take a short break. We're going to come right back, and then I'm going to ask you a couple of more questions. We're going to take some calls, and then I'm going to tell you my favorites. Okay? So, okay, everybody. And I also got some giveaways, so I'll let you guys know how you guys can
How about
win
everybody
this.
that gets in to the phone call and has a question for Jay, they get a free CD.
Get a free CD. Okay.
Can we do that?
Let's go.
But you just have to, in order for that to happen, you have to email me. Let me know that was you. Send me your address, and I'll send them out.
Oh, you getting into the all behind the scenes.
So, okay, everybody. Once again, 10-minute break. Make sure you call somebody, text somebody. You guys know the rest. 10 minutes. J-Roxxx, MC Magic in the building.
Right.
call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch. Yo, call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.
A Roadium mixtape to me was something that was made just for the Roadium. You wouldn't hear it anywhere else. And they would do raps on those tapes that were nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? And they were truly the first mixtapes that we ever heard, you know? And they would shout the Roadium out, and you could kind of tell it was like someone's garage, maybe. The little echo, you know what I mean? It wasn't completely perfect and polished yet. But that was the beauty of it, that it was so raw that we could feel that shit. And I would just play them shits and draw. That was my inspiration, my motivation to draw. So I always had to have some type of music. You know, if it wasn't the Dynamic Superiors or the Temprees or some funk playing, it was second to none. It was quick. It was the Penthouse Players, High C. And Tony G was at that time was like a god too. You know what I'm saying? He was out there DJing Latin freestyle parties, and all the girls had their hairspray like a lion and shit, and hickeys on their neck, and man, pushing strollers, and we'd be like, ooh, look at these parties at La Casa and shit, you know what I'm saying, in downtown, and mini trucks and beds were folded in the air like transformers and shit in the boulevard, coming up and changing and flipping, and subwoofers beating before the person even hit the corner. You get goosebumps, like damn. And Elko would bend the corner on Dayton's, and you were like, ooh, that fool's strapped right there. That fool gotta be strapped. Motherfucker had candy ribbons, little Willie ribbons from Compton on the side of his shit. Jerry curl dripping all over his shit. Bent over to the side, bumping that fucking Roadium shit. And he had a tape that only came from right there. And if you didn't know about that place, or you didn't live in that area, you didn't have that shit. So that's kind of one up that the harbor area had on a lot of other people. Compton was next door, but that harbor area was ended in Gardena. You know what I'm saying? So, man, those were great times, man.
A Roadium mixtape is like a kilo of cocaine. It's like a kilo of amigo powder. You get that shit, you cut that motherfucker open, and you put it in your motherfucking CD player, and you start listening, and you be like, that's dope, shit, this is dope. How you do that? But really, a Roadium mixtape, bro, if you haven't experienced it, and you was in hip-hop back then, I don't know what the hell you was doing. You done fucked up. A Roadium mixtape is like, it's a kilo of cocaine. Music-wise, I'm saying, motherfucker.
Man, that's a little tough, but I'll tell you what, it was the best thing ever for me, man. It was just kind of like something you never heard about. And especially West Coast was not getting that shine at the time, So you would go to this place and they would make a custom tape, like, and not knowing what it was just the sound that came out of those tapes that, if I'm correct, you'd have to like, I would be feeling for those things if it was monthly, if not sometimes bi-monthly, but a tape, it was just a mixture of the latest songs all mixed together. But the intro had like this crazy mix that I at the time I believed that it was like 4 turntables at the same time, but I was like, how the hell are they doing this? Like, was it Superman behind the turntables or something like that? But a mixtape was a real mixtape. It was actually a cassette too, just for the record.
Just do 1 2 1 2. Right about now, Eazy-E and Dr. Dre's in the motherfucking house.
Times are getting crazy. It's really hard to choose it. The Roadium's a spot to get funky, fresh music. Easy motherfucking E and my homeboy Dr. Dre. MC Ren is in effect, and we don't play. The Roadium is hitting, but you can't leave until you get a deaf-ass tape from Steve. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape.
Yeah, man, I came all the way down to the Roadium swap meet, man, to pick up one of them NWA tapes, man. And I talked to homeboy Steve down there, man, and he said I'm fresh out of tapes, man. How the fuck you fresh out of tapes, man? He said cause they selling like hotcakes and shit, man. Got my man going down. Hey, Mom, what's for dinner?
Man, like the NWA and Eazy-E music hit the Roadium swap meet mixtapes first. Like when we dropped our records, man, it was cool putting your records out, but even though people knew who Dre was and I was and Cube and Yella before, they didn't really know who Eazy was. But not until, Boys in the Hood and some of that, Fat Girl and LA is the Place, that stuff hit the mixtapes, man. That's what kind of put it out there for people to know, like, what is this Eazy-E? What is this NWA thing? So I think it was like a big, big push.
The Roadium swap meet mixtapes had a huge impact on hip-hop and the hip-hop culture because it was different. And, wasn't nobody doing it like that. You had New York, they was doing mixtapes, but, you had NWA who was saying whatever the fuck they wanted to say. Motherfuckers wasn't doing that shit, speaking how they wanted to speak, you know, and what that did was open up a lane for what they call gangster rap today and the hip hop culture. And it really opened up lanes for you know, pretty much for the West Coast gangster shit to get out. And nobody else was doing that, and it was just different. And people were scared to say what they wanted to say. And you know, that buzz came from Steve at the Roadium Swap Meet, you know, working with Dre and Easy, and created a whole plethora of good music. And created a lot of lanes and opened up a lot of lanes for artists like myself to be able to come out. You know, I'm part of the tree. I'm a branch on the tree that Dre and Easy started. You know, and then on my branch you got Snoop, the Dog Pound, 50 Cent, Eminem, and all of those guys. You know, that's all on my branch, the Chronic. And that's what it created, man.
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio episode 137, and I want to thank everybody that's hanging in there, everybody on the live stream, all the encouraging comments. Thank you for being there. And also, we got some giveaways later on. We're going to take some calls. Hopefully, you guys call. Give an encouraging message. If you guys heard the record, if you guys seen the video, cool. If you just want to call and just say, you know, you have a question for Magic, you have a question for Roxxx, you guys can call. Just don't call and like you want to confess your feelings or something like that. We'll cut you off real fast. So let's not do that. So without further ado, we're going to jump right back into it with MC Magic and Roxxx of Nastyboy Records. So, what is that?
Yes. It's just a sound effect. You know, I've always liked sound effects, and you can tell from my productions. Roxxx, Nastyboy Records brings you Roxxx. You can tell that I like sound effects. I've been into all types of production. I do commercial production as well.
Awesome.
And it's just one of my ways of throwing up. It's just that's all
That's
it is.
dope. That's
Just a little effect. That became one of my trademarks. You know.
I like that. I know because when you did that drop for me for the to promote this, you did that.
Of course,
I like that.
A lot of my fans know that quite a bit.
Awesome. Okay, so now I'm gonna start with you, Roxxx.
Mm-hmm.
Give me. I'm gonna just say 3. Your top 3 favorite songs.
That's the hardest question. Like, you literally can't do that to me. 3, I would. Oh my god.
If I had to twist your arm, and you had to give me an answer, your top 3.
I would just rather get my arm twisted because I don't think I could answer that.
Good answer.
No, but I would have to say probably definitely Princesa.
Okay.
I have an emotional attachment to that song. Definitely Destrampada. And probably I Belong to You, just because that song means so much to me.
Okay.
But yeah, probably those 3. But I love all of them.
Okay, so now we're going to take it a step further.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those 3,
Mm-hmm.
give me 1.
Oh my god, no. No, I can't. I literally I can't answer that. I just can't.
I'm going to talk to your dad. Okay, can you make her answer?
Quítate el cinto.
Yes.
Oh my god. It's between I Belong to You or Princesa. Like, I just literally cannot pick one.
Okay. So it's a tie.
Yeah, it's a tie.
Okay, that makes 1.
They're equal.
Magic, your best 3.
I have a real fond love for Princesa because it was an older song of mine. And then and you know what really made it more special to me is it's always been one of my favorite songs, but not one of my biggest hits. You see what I'm saying? Because the Pretty Girl, Lost in Love, All My Life, Soulfly, those are huge, sexy lady, huge hits.
Yes.
But Princesa's kind of like undercover successful. You know, of course, every time I perform at a quinceañera, they wanted to hear Princesa and this and that and the other. And the fact that such a young girl, she was 17 when I met her, she said to me, my favorite song of yours is Princesa. First, I was surprised.
Yeah.
Secondly, I was like, we should remake it then. And then after we remade it, it was even like a third or fourth generation of it going, Now let's turn it into a mariachi record.
Yes.
So it really has grown legs.
Yes.
You know, when you hear it, when you see us perform it at her album release party with the mariachi, it's got such a good sentiment for me because it's one of my favorite songs that I've ever written. Not only that, most rappers would not attack a valse. That's a valse. Most raps are written in 4/4 time code, and 4/4 is dun 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 dun. Well, this is a valse. It's in 3. It goes dun 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 dun. Hard to rap over.
Yes.
Hard to rap over. You know. And so it's in 3/4 time code. So that's another reason why I'm super proud of it, is because of all the back details of a vals.
Yes.
You know, es un vals, es bolero, es mariachi. It's the first time that I put talk box on a romance record. So it had a lot of real special meanings to me, and the fact that she told me it was her favorite record made me say, man, we got to do something with it.
Yeah.
And it became the title track of the album.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So,
that's right.
I mean, Princesa for sure has got to be one of my favorites.
Okay.
You said 3?
3.
Lord.
I wish he said 12.
That's Princesa also. You know what? I'm really proud of Mi Diamante because I did not know that we were going to make a cumbia. And we did. And successfully made a beautiful cumbia. You know, I like challenges.
Yes.
You know, even though fans get used to hearing a certain style from an artist, there's more to an artist than just the last 10 songs they did.
Yes.
And so the fact that I was able to prove, man, Magic could bust out with a dope ass cumbia that sounds amazing, and so I love it for that reason as well. So there's different reasons why they become my favorite, because the challenges that are posed,
yes,
and then the success that came after that. So Princesa y Mi Diamante, given. If I had to pick a third one out of, good Lord, good Lord, I'll say Mi Amor.
Okay, Mi Amor.
I say Mi Amor because it's got such a beautiful feeling to it. It's got such a beautiful. It's got the vulnerability.
Yep,
and I
he
think
also forgot his verse too.
Oh yeah, my verse is fire on that one.
No,
Even
like
though
you
if
literally forgot you.
I bet I could rap it right now though.
Should we make him rap it? No. Okay.
No, I got it. I think I died to the world when we first met. Every minute's like a treasure that I'll never forget. Oh yeah, I got it.
You got it. You still got it. Now, the one out of those 3.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Princesa.
Okay, Princesa.
Oh, easy.
I mean, think about it. Look how much I built it up already.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
and I didn't even realize myself that it's my favorite. You know.
Okay. Now, I know your dad wanted to hear my favorites, and I've already told Magic over the phone, and I said, these 4, I liked it all, but these 4 stood out to me. Like, and when I say stood out to me, as soon as it came on, oh yeah, this one. Like, you know it in 30 seconds, if not less. Okay. And these are not in order, but I'm just going to give you my top 4. Okay. Obviously, it's Princesa. From the moment that it came on. Okay. Mi Diamante. Okay. That one, from the moment it came on. Destrampada. From the moment that it came on. And I have to say, for some reason, I think it had a different name on I Belong to You. I'm sorry. The Little Rob song. Okay, that Little Rob song.
That's a special record too.
Okay.
The whole album's special, guys.
Yeah, it is. But those 4, now, my favorite, if I had to choose one, I'm going to be real with you. Number 3, Mi Diamante.
Hey, that's great.
That was my favorite one.
To be honest, I thought you were gonna say like Hyper was your favorite or something, because that would have completely thrown me off. I would have been like, oh, okay, like that's different, you know. But
no,
yeah.
Now, the ones that I just kept playing over and over and over, believe it or not, was Princesa Mi Diamante. Even though those 4 I really, really like stood out to me above the other ones, and I liked them all. Even Como La Flor, I don't care that it was a cover.
Yeah.
You know, I still liked it. But the thing is, those 2, for some reason, I just kept, I'm going to listen to it again.
Yeah, even Como La Flor has such a good sentiment in it because it's not a cumbia. Because it's not imitating the original version.
Right.
You know?
Right. And you know what's funny? Because I was waiting, the way I as a producer, I'm thinking she's going to start it a cappella, and then maybe a minute into it, the cumbia part, but it never came.
It never came.
It never came. So that's why I kind of thought maybe something like that, you know, in concert or something. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We got some giveaways for anybody. If you want to go ahead and put the number up, Anthony. Anybody want to call? We're gonna keep the calls short, please. So let's go ahead and take our headphones. Magic, these are yours right here. Okay, and I'm gonna turn up the volume. Okay, and everybody who calls is gonna get a CD. Okay, but you gotta email us at roadiumradio@gmail.com and give me the info. I'll send it to Magic and he'll send it out.
It'll come with a CD and a signed poster.
And a signed poster. Okay, so let me know when we get our first call. Okay. Yeah. Hello. Turn up the headphones. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. How you calling? What's your name and where you calling from? Hello. Okay.
No, the next caller.
Caller. Yes. Turn on your TV, please.
Okay. TV is low.
Okay. What's your name and where you calling from?
Andrew from Imperial.
Okay. Great. And your question is to who?
Well, for J-Rock, like, what inspired you other than the national anthem when you were 7 years old? Was there anything else, like another singer, another rapper, or a novella or something like that?
I would definitely have to just say Eminem and Adele. They were definitely my top two because after the national anthem, I really got into those two artists heavily. More Eminem, but yeah, it was definitely those two.
Awesome.
Right on. Sounds good. Cool.
Awesome. Hey,
you know what? There's a lot of haters out there. Don't listen to them.
Yes. And don't forget, if you want the CD, you got to email me at roadiumradio@gmail.com. Give us your info, and we'll send those CDs out.
What's your name, bro?
My name is Andrew. I'm from Imperial.
Andrew.
Originally from Holtville.
Oh,
760.
and Holtville. That's cool.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Shout out to Holtville.
All right,
Love
good Magic,
Holtville.
Tony.
Yes.
Yeah, and J-Rock. Hey, good luck to you, girl.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's get some more calls in. Okay,
cool.
caller.
Hello.
Hello. I don't know if these guys are shy or what. Yes. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Freddie. I'm from Ontario, California. I'm the one who called like a month ago.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out. Well, not a shout out. I'm sorry. I want to give a question to the homie NC Magic. You ever plan on making any mixtapes?
Do I plan on making mixtapes? That's a broad question, bro, because I've been making mixtapes all my life. Whether I make somebody's name into one of my custom songs or I mix a phone number. So it's a broad question. I'm not sure what kind of mixtape you're talking about.
Well, like any type of one, you know, like I'm just saying to my point, like how I put it, like in Chicano rap, I'm a fan of mixtapes, you know. You know,
I don't understand what he said.
He said in Chicano rap, he's a fan of mixtapes.
Oh, I guess you're talking about the Not album, underground, Lil Wayne type mixtape. Yeah, I've never been a fan of those because they're not official albums. I like albums.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
all good.
All good, man. Don't forget to email us and give us your info.
All right. Well, I don't have no email, but you can hit me up on Instagram. I'll hit up Tony A on that.
My brother, what's your name? What's your name? Freddie.
Freddie? Oh.
Freddie, listen, bro. I want to just thank you for calling. I can hear it in your voice that you're a little nervous because you're on the show, but you grabbed your balls and you said, let's do this. And thank you for calling, brother. I appreciate that.
I know, because I just had a cigarette earlier, that's why.
That's what it is.
Real
See?
quick, I was going to say, I want to give a shout out to homie Tony, you know?
There you go. Shout out to you and
I just wanna say
Tommy.
what's up to him.
Hey, God bless you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no problem, man. You guys take care.
Awesome. Anybody want to call, ask Magic or J-Rox a question? Call us now. Caller. Hello?
Yes, I was calling to be online.
Yes. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Katarina, and I'm calling from Colorado.
Katarina from Colorado. Welcome to the show.
You have a question?
Yes, my question is to J-Rock. Do you plan on having any female rap artists later on any of your future albums?
You know, hopefully Miss Crazy one day.
Hey.
Hopefully. That would be
Awesome.
cool, yeah. Because I never really considered female rappers at first, you know. But I think it would be super cool, especially, you know, to represent for our people and to just have more of us united and stuff and showing love for everybody. I think it'd be super cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's awesome to team up with her, especially her.
She's iconic, yes.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, caller. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Bye.
Make sure you email so you can get your free poster and CD, okay?
Okay, caller.
Hello?
Hello, caller.
Hello?
Yes. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello? My name is Marco, and I'm from Bakersfield, California.
How you doing?
Hi, Marco. Are you J-Rock's fans?
I'm doing... Yes, I am.
Oh, let's go. J-Rock's fans in the house.
Marco is a hardcore fan.
I had to get through. This is... Yes, I had to get through. This is, you know, I run J-Rock's fan page. I do it because from the beginning, when I first heard her, she was just very special to me. And couldn't wait to come out. And now that it's out, I just play it, like, even when I go to sleep, I have it on repeat. So, you know, it's just hopefully Apple or whoever's paying her that money. And my question is to Freddie in the background back there.
Ooh,
Hopefully one day in the future, I can maybe be the official fan club page. Nah.
Oh, wow. Freddie, this is Marco that runs the fan, J-Rock's fans.
You can go ahead and ask him right now.
Yeah, he's on.
What's up, Marco? What's
Hey,
cracking?
hey, Freddie, how are you?
What's going on, man?
Just maybe in the future one day, you know, when you get, I'll do it for free. I don't even care about the money. If you can just make me the official fan page, you know what I mean? When's the meet and greet start and stuff?
Something to consider.
Well, I'm sorry, bro. I barely.
I love you.
What'd you say? Right? Repeat that again one more time, please.
Okay, I'll take it off speaker. I said, maybe in the future one day, you know, you can make me J-Rock's official fan page, club page, you know.
Oh, you already
I'll
are,
run your
brother.
little
You
fan
already
page.
are, man. Everybody knows you already, bro. hey, you don't gotta ask me that, brother. You already
All I'm waiting
are.
is for, I'm waiting for Coyote to accept my friend request, the mom, because somehow she's not accepting the fan page. So
Oh,
like,
no. You know what?
too.
She's not really on IG, man. But nah, you know what? You're getting recognized all around our circle, and you don't have to ask me that, brother. You already are, man, for sure, 100%, man. We appreciate your
I love
love
you
and
guys so
support.
much. I love you guys.
We love you too.
I love you guys as family. I love you guys. I don't want to take too much time because there's other calls and other fans calling, so get those calls in. I love you guys and thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Have a
One love,
blessed
brother.
Thank you.
One
Love
love.
you too. Bye.
Okay, we'll take a couple of more calls. Caller, are you there?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello? What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Becky. I'm calling from Iowa.
How you doing, Becky from Iowa?
Good.
And your question is for who? For Magic
as
or
you
for
know,
J-Rock?
there's not a lot of. Yeah, as you know, there's not a lot of concerts lately, and like the closest place would probably be Chicago. Like, when are you guys going to be going on tour?
You know, Becky, we have been trying to get back on the concert scenes as quick as possible, but COVID has got everybody in handcuffs, and we really don't know when it's going to be over. So for the meantime, we're going to plan some more live streaming concerts so that we can stay close to the fans, and J-Roxx will be on every one.
Awesome. And they can follow you guys on your social media to know the up and
We
coming.
announce everything on our social media.
Awesome.
Thank you, Becky.
Don't forget to email us, you guys, okay? So that you guys can get your product.
So, Tony.
All right. Thanks. Have a good night.
Bye, beautiful.
Bye.
So I just want to give you some little advice. One thing that I do before I take phone calls, I tell everybody, remember, there's a delay. And the reason they sound confused is because they're talking, but they want to hear themselves talking.
Yes.
And you got to tell them, when I pick up your phone call, you have to ignore the stream.
Yes,
If
absolutely.
you pause it, when you go back to it, you'll be able to hear your phone call.
Right.
And so just kind of reiterate when I take phone calls,
Yes.
because otherwise they sound confused,
Yeah. Very, very true. We got another caller.
Hello.
That must have been.
That must have been a hater.
That must have been my ex. She got mad because I got with her sister.
Hello, caller. Hello, caller. You there? Hello. Okay, we
Hi.
say yes.
This is Jessica from Utah.
Jessica from Utah. How are you?
Good.
And your question is for who? For Magic or for J-Rock?
For J-Rock.
J-Rocks. You ready for a question?
Yeah, what's poppin'?
Hi, Jessica.
She's got a bad case of the giggles right now.
She liked my joke.
Yes, I can tell.
No, okay, what's up? What's up?
Yes, it's okay. Go ahead. What's your question?
And Tony, my husband said to tell you hi. He watches your shows every time that you're on.
Thank you very much. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Tell him I said, what's up? And thank you. I greatly appreciate it. And your question for J-Rocks is?
When you guys do start your touring, are you guys going to be in southern Utah?
We're going to be everywhere. Everywhere that allows us to be there, we're going to be there.
That's right.
Awesome. Yeah, most definitely. Got to get that tour going.
Jessica, just so you know, she's not laughing at you. She's laughing at a silly joke that I made about the last call. She just can't let it go because it was really funny.
Yeah, some guy called. He just finished eating a burrito from the taco truck down the street, and he had bad gas.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. MC Magic, and I've been listening to you since I was way young.
Thank you, Jessica. And I appreciate that as well. And thank you for following us into the new chapter of Nastyboy Records. That means the world.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks.
Have a great night, Jessica. God bless you.
Thanks, you too.
Let's keep it pushing. She keeps laughing at that feather.
You better not take any more calls. I don't think she can handle it.
No,
what's so funny?
Because I'm remembering when you cut all those people at the ice cream place.
We were at the mall earlier today. We went to Lakeside Mall or Lakeview? Lakewood. We went to Lakewood Mall just to walk around, and I'm like, oh, there's an ice cream shop. Let me get some ice cream. So the line, like the next person in line was more than 6 feet back. He was like 8 feet back. And I was like, oh, there's nobody in line. I went right to the front of the line. And she thought it was funny that they came up behind me. I'm like, yo, get your ass in line. I was like, oh.
For social distancing.
Yeah. They were extra distance over
there.
Okay,
here we go.
You're so silly.
Hello, caller?
Once she starts laughing, bro.
Hello.
Hello, what's up? What's up?
What's good?
Hello? What's up, Tony? What's up, man? This is Rhino Gardena. Just want to say what's up to J-Rock. And just, like I said, it's always good to see somebody coming up, man, and doing their thing, doing what they love to do. And just want to say the same thing you said, man. Don't listen to the haters. And do your thing, girl.
Thank you. That means so much to me. I'm kind of having a laugh attack right now, but I really, really appreciate that. Like, I really do.
No.
Yes.
We do appreciate that,
cool,
Rhino.
man.
God bless you, brother. Yeah, you know,
Yeah, for sure, man.
we really don't worry too much about haters, bro.
And you should, because I be seeing the feed and all that. I'm like, man, these people are crazy. They type it all kinds of, but that's the keyboard gangsters. You know how it is.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thunder thumbs. So.
Yeah, and like I said, J-Rock, keep doing your thing, girl. Like I say, have a good time, enjoy yourself. We only live once on this earth, so
yeah,
keep doing your thing, man.
Thank you for those words.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Much love, Rhino. God bless.
All right, Tony, man, that's it. We want to say what's up to everybody.
All right, brother. Stay
Gardena in the
blessed.
house.
Yes, sir. The harbor area. Okay. Caller, are you there?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. How you doing? What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, Tony, what the fuck? Fire fucking John. Get John Elkins back to pieces.
Uh-oh, you should have paid your bill, bro. Should have paid the bill, bro.
Okay, listen. Check this out, man. Elvis has left the building, so. Okay, let's keep going.
The homie got cut off. We didn't even get his name.
Yeah, I didn't even get his name, man. But email us. You'll get a CD.
But he did say he loved John Elkins.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Much love, much to you guys. Okay. Here we go. Caller.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Nadia Mendez. I'm from Imperial Valley.
Okay. And your question is for who?
For both. Where would you guys start? Where would you guys like to start touring?
Where would we like to
Like,
start
what
touring?
day or-
India.
Yes.
In India. J-Roxx came with. She likes Indian food, so I think she wants to start touring in India so she can have Indian food every day.
Yeah, India, Alaska, definitely, and Jamaica. Those are my top 3 places.
There it is there. We got to take care of it here first.
We got to do Wilmas. We got to do Wilmas, Gardenia, San Diego, San Pedro, San Pablo, San Juan, San Francisco. Nah, we're going to go everywhere, darling. As soon as they open up with COVID, we want to hit the whole world.
Awesome. Absolutely.
And thank you for calling in from Imperial Valley. We love the 760.
Yep.
Awesome. Shall we take a couple of more phone calls?
I don't think she's done, bro. I think she wants to say something else. Or did John Elkins just give her the end sign? He gave her the button.
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Yes. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Carla. MC Magic knows me as Adrianita.
Hi, Adrianita. I love you. This is the Caro sisters.
Hello. Again?
We love
Oh my
you,
God,
Adrianita.
I didn't know, Mariana was asleep, so I, stole her phone. So, I didn't think, it was going to go through, but it did. But my question is for, both of you.
Okay.
So if, COVID wasn't around or anything, you don't know how you guys did the album release party?
Mm-hmm.
Would it be, at the concert? Would you guys have something, at the concert?
If we didn't have COVID, it's really hard to hear you. John, can you turn up that cell phone a little bit? You said if COVID was not around, would our release party been more of a concert? Is that what you asked?
Yeah.
I think absolutely, right?
Yeah, of course. We would. Everything would be a concert.
Yeah.
We were doing an album release tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, Adrianita.
Wait, I have a question too.
Oh, it's Mari.
Sleeping Beauty woke up.
Hello, Mari.
Hi. So, J-Roxx, are you going to do a song with Trish Killer now? Oh, yes!
Oh, with Trish?
That'd be a perfect duo. Yeah.
Hopefully we get to work something out. That would be super cool. I just met her today and she was really, really nice. And like I said,
I know. As soon as I saw you posted the picture, I sent it to my sister. I'm like, bro, look at that.
yeah, hopefully one day, we can sit down together and get something popping, but that would be super cool. Something for the culture, have an oldie or something.
Trish is a sweetheart. We love her.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you,
and
ladies.
I have something else to say.
Okay.
I know you guys wanted to keep it short, but I just wanted to tell Jay this because I was listening to My Demons, and I wasn't a big fan of X or anything, but I knew a few of his songs, and I feel like that song is more towards his genre, and I love it because he helps. I know he helps kids with depression, and the way that you talked about it, I feel like that was great.
Yay.
Thank you so much. That's my most vulnerable song on the track. On the album, and it was heavily inspired by X. So that means a lot to me that you even consider it similar to what he did. That's the biggest compliment ever.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love the whole album.
Thank you. We love you.
Thank you, ladies, for being such loyal supporters. Always there. They call us when we're live. They've been to. I've met these girls probably 10 times, at least.
At least.
Yeah, and so they're really, really supporters, and the fact that they've already adopted J-Roxx means the world to me.
That's awesome. I love to see that.
Love you, girls. Have a good night.
Yeah,
Have a good night.
Love you.
I'll send you both packages. I already have your address. I know where you live.
Yeah.
The stalker part 2.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do 2 more phone calls. Is that cool?
Whatever you want, bro.
Okay, we'll do 2
Whatever
more
you
phone
want.
calls, and then I want to talk about.
Whatever you want, bro. We're here for you.
Okay, caller.
Goodbye,
Again.
ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Caller? Yes.
Hello. Yes. Hi.
Hello. How you doing? What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Brenda. I'm calling from Imperial Valley. First of all, El Centro in the house.
Let's go.
We're watching J-Roxx, MC Magic right now, and Roadium Radio.
Awesome.
Bro, El Centro is so proud of her.
Yes.
The whole Imperial Valley is so proud of her.
We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I just want to say, I don't really have a question right now. I just wanted to say thanks to MC Magic for supporting J-Rock, from the Imperial Valley. It's a lot to us. It means a lot. And for Roadium Radio, me and my man, we watch every Wednesday, every Sunday, religiously. And we really like the show and everything. And we appreciate everything
Thank you.
you guys do for the Raza and for representing us and for having our voices heard.
Awesome. You know what? And I thank you and I appreciate you for tuning in, because if it wasn't for people like you, I wouldn't be sitting here. We wouldn't have anybody watching it. It's the fans who make us. So I always got to show my gratitude and, let you guys know that you guys are truly appreciated for tuning in. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I was trying really hard to get through on this phone call.
I'm glad you got through, Mommy. But and you said that you're happy that we helped out somebody from Imperial Valley. But the truth is, it was a blessing for me as well, because my little record company that's slowly going down needed an uplift, and we got it with J-Roxx from Imperial Valley.
Let's go. I'm a big fan of MC Magic. I'm a big fan of J-Roxx. I'm really proud of her. She's beautiful inside and out.
Thank you so much.
And keep it going, girl.
We appreciate you. Woo!
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna email for my CD.
Yes.
You're gonna love it.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Have a
We're
blessed
from
night.
Central in the house. Woo! All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We'll take one more call. The lucky caller. One more call. Okay. Hello, caller?
Hello.
Hello,
Yes. How you doing? What's your name and where are you calling from?
my name is Samantha. I'm calling from Bakersfield.
How you doing, Samantha? And your question is for who?
Hi, for J-Rock.
What's poppin'?
I wanted to know, would you be able to sing Princesa live before the show ends? That song is just such a beautiful song.
Of course.
Only if Tony A lets us.
No. Hey, mi casa, su casa. That's what I told you earlier. So.
Amen. Thank you for calling from the 661. We're going to do Princesa, and we're going to do it completely a cappella tonight.
Awesome.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a blessed night. And that's it.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Dang, that's crazy that she requested that for the.
Okay. So now, you know what? I'll tell you what. You want to jump right into that, or you want to wait because you still got the giggles?
No, she's ready to sing.
Let me just drink a little water.
Yes, drink a little bit of water. Everybody, live. Princesa Roadium Radio exclusive. J-Roxx in the building. Then I have another question after.
All right. Okay. Let's go. All right. Yo soy tu princesa, tú eres mi loco, y por eso yo te entrego mi amor. Yo soy tu princesa, tú eres mi loco, y por eso yo te entrego el corazón.
Yeah. Nena de los labios y los ojos que me están volviendo loco. Quiero acercarme a tu lado y platicar un poco. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Dónde vives, chula? Quiero ser tu novio. De la primer mirada estaba convencido. Yo te doy todo. Y si tú tienes a alguien en tu vida que te está besando, nena, no sé qué tipo tonto se descuida y deja sola a una reina. Si fueras mía nunca faltaría nada entre tus bellos labios. Abre la puerta de tu corazón y acepta este regalo.
Yo soy tu princesa, tú eres mi loco, y por eso yo te entrego mi amor.
Roadium.
Yo soy tu princesa, tú eres mi loco,
That's right.
y por eso yo te entrego el corazón.
Te entrego el corazón y todas las estrellas que están en el cielo. Solamente dime dónde quieres ir y mami yo te llevo. Esa sonrisa de tus bellos labios es como una luz del cielo. Estoy prendido de tu corazón y mami, sin ti me muero. Dile a todo el mundo que has cambiado todo para estar conmigo. Que juntos vamos a escaparnos a un secreto, a un paraíso. Entre el amor y la pasión seremos dos románticos perdidos. Dame tu nombre, juntos dejaremos todo en el olvido. prohibido.
Yo soy tu princesa, tú eres mi loco.
Come on, yeah.
Y por eso yo te entrego mi amor.
Let's go.
Yo soy tu princesa,
Yeah.
tú eres mi loco.
That's right.
Y por eso yo te entrego el corazón.
Yeah.
Everybody, come on, everybody. Come on, everybody, put your hands
I
together.
tried to hit the trumpets, but I couldn't do that part.
That
I
was
wanted her to
awesome.
say, soy tu
princesa. Yo soy.
Boom.
Wow. Once again, everybody, J-Roxx, MC Magic, Nastyboy Records.
Good job, baby. Good job, baby.
That was funny.
Awesome. That was awesome.
That's the first time we've done it completely a cappella.
I
so-
know. I was trying to imagine the music.
Right?
That was awesome right there. Okay, question that I'm sure fans want to know. How or why J-Roxx, the name?
Oh, yeah, that's a fun story. So, remember I told you my dad thought I was going to be a boxer? So, he used to call me J-Rock. He thought that was going to be like my boxer name. All my life, he called me J-Rock. Even his friends call me J-Rock. And so, whenever it was time for me to, like, choose an artist name, we did not know what to, because I don't really like my full first name. So, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And so, we were just, like, trying to think of, like, what it could be. And he was like, well, what about J-Rock? But then there's already a rapper named J-Rock. So, like, we didn't want to take his name. And so, we were thinking for a long, long time. And then my dad, he was like, how about J-Roxx? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he showed me, like, how it was spelled. And he had the triple X's in there, and he's like I'm paying homage to XXXTentacion because since he's one of my biggest musical inspirations of all time, it was like my way of it's paying homage to him, it's respect, because he's the reason why I wrote my first like official song, and so really that's why we chose that name.
Okay, now, when you did those 3 songs when you were 14 years old,
Mhm.
Did you have a different name or was it still?
No, it was the same name always.
Okay.
Yeah, there were times where I didn't want to change my name because I was like, Dad, like I don't know if I like this, but we ended up sticking with it, which is good because I feel like it flows so naturally now, and it's
Okay.
cool. But yeah.
Now, Magic, you being a producer and you knowing about artist development, did you at all think like, okay, maybe we change the name, or were you cool with it?
I did think about it in the beginning. I'm like, man, it sounds like it's such a difficult name. But the fact that she's actually Jaylene and she rocks, it made a lot of sense to me. And not only that, she had already started the branding. She already had the official Spotify page and 3 songs up under J-Roxx. I'm like, we could build it. Not only that, the name is not as important as the songs. Not that it's not important,
right?
But the songs, the music is what sells.
Right.
You know, you can be called Little Crazy if you got great music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big crazy, medium crazy. It don't matter. You know,
Little
as long as
crazy.
the music is fire, that's all that counts.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now let me ask you this, J-Roxx. Is there anything that I didn't ask you? Anything that you wanted to bring up? Anything you want to promote? Because after that, I want to get into the boombox that Magic blessed me with. Anything I didn't ask you?
To be honest, I feel like we went through everything, but I don't know. I think we went through everything.
Okay, now share with us what was special about this release date.
Oh, yeah. So the release date, it was on February 19th, which is my tata's birthday, the one who had passed away. And I wanted to, actually it was a surprise. They surprised me with the release date because forever we were stuck on a release date also. We originally wanted to release it in October because that's my birthday month. Then we wanted to release it in November, then December, then January, and we couldn't pick a date. And so on live, they surprised me with like these posters that showed the album release date and it said February 19th, and I just started crying because that's my tata's birthday. So the album was really like a birthday present to him, like a dedication. And so and I know the album's good. It's straight up fire. Like if no one streams it, I'll stream it myself. So
she's got a million to stream it a million times.
Yeah, and I don't care when people say negative things about it because I know my tata would have loved it, and my tata's opinion and everything is above everyone else's. I don't care what anyone else says. I know that it's fire, and I'm just so proud of this project. And I know he would be proud of this project too.
Awesome.
And so that's why we ended up choosing February 19th.
Awesome, and may he rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
May he rest in peace. Yeah, not only he's such a big influence for her, and their family is really a beautiful family. Freddie, Lucy, little Bree, her 2 little brothers also, little Freddie and Jimmy. It's just a beautiful dynamic, and the fact that her tata was such an important part of the Terrazas, really was beautiful. And Freddie's the one that came up here. Look, this is her Tata's birthday, so why don't we do this date? And then we just built everything around that. It's a special project with a lot of meaning. So it made sense to add.
Yes, and I'm glad you shared all those meanings of these songs, the dates, because now when people receive this, now they know that it's something dear to your heart. It's just not just an album that you just bought beats off of YouTube and you just threw it out there.
No, none of those are beats. None of those are recycled beats.
Well, like I think like 3 of them were beats from YouTube. What? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Awesome. Okay.
She's got a funny side as well.
That's a good thing. That's a real good thing. Okay, so this album is out now. Okay, and obviously, even the guy that called and farted, he'll get a free copy if he emails us.
Caller, I think.
Even the guy that requested John Elkins or whatever, you get a free copy too. But now, where can people purchase this or hear it on all platforms?
Well, it's available on all platforms. Anywhere you stream music, just search Roxxx, which with 3 X's, and it's Jay for Jaylene, of course. So search Jay Roxxx, and it's available everywhere, all over YouTube. Just wherever you listen to music worldwide, you can listen to Roxxx right now. And then if you actually want the CD physical copy, we made a limited amount of them. So we do have a small stack where you can order the CD, so you have the limited edition.
Yes.
And it'll come with a signed poster by Roxxx.
Awesome. That's amazing.
That Nastyboy Records.
Hell yeah.
.com.
.com.
Swipe up.
Okay, so now.
Oh my God, I remember when you used to do that. He would be post like a meme or something that had nothing to do with him, and the swipe up link would be to his website.
That's right.
And we would always be laughing, me and my dad, because we were like, he just does a swipe up for everything.
Swipe up? Maybe I should start doing it with my memes.
Hey, I hustle harder than the ugly stripper, bro.
What?
That was good. That was good. Roxxx, I'll probably have more questions, but I'll say this is my last question. Now that this is out, are you working on anything currently? Like, are you staying busy?
Yeah, right now our next focus is gonna be the music videos, because like I said, since every song is so different and has a story, we can do music videos for every single one of them.
Okay.
So that's like what we're working on right now, and I'm super excited. Some people already asked me about a second album. I was like, dang, I really released this one the other day.
Right.
But I'm excited. I want to get to work already. Like I said, I just love music. It's my passion. It's like literally I could just do that forever and just be
Let me set the date for the new album right quick. Freddie, you got any inspiration, bro, for the new date?
Yes, sir. Cinco de Mayo.
There it is.
Okay, now, since I don't sing and I don't rap, I like to ask kind of like off the wall questions. Like, do you remember all the lyrics to these songs right now?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, Magic, let me ask you, because obviously you knew all those lyrics. Do you still remember all the lyrics to all your songs? I know that's a lot of them.
No, I don't. A lot of times people, when I'm live, they'll ask me for a song that is like one of my songs that I have not normally performed. I can't do it. So, but I've always been a freestyler, so I'll just improvise.
Okay.
I'll just improvise.
Just like on the release party.
Yeah. Just like on the release party. Let me tell you, at the release party, I was doing so much work that it was time for me to come on stage with her and do my verse to Mi Amor, and I forgot to go on stage. I was like messing with the cameras. I was doing what Anthony's doing over here. I was just selecting the shot, and she's like standing on stage going like, "Where are you?" So that was a mess up that I did on the release party. But that goes to show how hard and how involved I am with. I'm hands-on, brother.
That's awesome, man.
I am hands-on, and so although I messed up her release party, we'll have to do another one. We'll have to do a remake.
Another one.
Let's do a re-release party.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I have so many songs, bro. I produced 4 albums for the Nastyboy Click and Be Writers, another 4 albums for me, and then now we got the Roxxx album, so 9 albums. I probably have a catalog of 150 songs. Impossible to remember all those lyrics.
Yeah.
Also, I had one thing that I want to say.
Yes.
You've been asking me questions this whole time, but I just want to ask you something.
Okay.
It's just literally has nothing to do with music. It's just I'm just wondering, how do you spell the word scandalous?
Okay.
Like, how do you spell that?
Okay. Here's. I'll give you 2 versions of it. Okay.
Yeah, there's 2 different versions.
When we were doing mixtapes in the 80s. The rapper that I was working with, High C, he spelled it this way: Scan, S-K-A-N, and then list, List.
Oh, Scandalist.
That's how he spelled it. So we
Yeah.
put it on the mixtape. When I produced the record, I said we're gonna call it that, but I want to change the spelling. SKANLESS.
Scandalous.
Yeah, scandalous. So,
And that's how the label spells it too. Scandalous
Yes.
Records.
Right, Scandalous
The way that
Records.
you
Oh,
spelled
for real?
it.
There's a label called
There's a
Scandalous?
Scandalous
I want to be
Records.
part of that label.
Right. But the proper way to spell it,
I want to be part of that one.
yeah, is Scandalous. LOUS. Yeah, it's Scandalous. That's the proper way to say scandalous.
Okay, I was just asking because me and my friend are always talking about the right way to spell scandalous. And I hope he sees this part because I spell it different. I don't spell it how you spell it.
Okay.
I just wanted to know.
How do you spell it?
So random. So random.
I spell it. Me and my sister, we spell it SCANDLESS, like scandalous. Like the D is kind of like silent, but it's still in there. Like almost like the word scandalous, but like scandalous. That's how me and her spell it because that's our favorite word. But that's what I'm saying.
You're scandalous.
Oh my God!
Dope.
I didn't know there was a record label.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you after the
I'm trying to be part of that one.
You gonna leave Nastyboy Records? Some bullshit.
Awesome.
Oh
Magic. First of all, I want to thank you for the boombox.
Yes, you're welcome, brother.
I received it. I love it. I'm gonna leave it here because you know what? It's beautiful. On Roadium Radio, the Magic Box. What inspired this?
When the pandemic started, I went into hyper mode on my products. You know,
Yes.
I was inspired to do a makeup palette, and then once the makeup palettes were going so well, my fans were asking me for more things.
Yes.
So I just constantly developed more and more products. And when I saw the manufacturer that would help me make my little speaker box, I wanted it to have a retro look because I'm an old school artist. I remember the boom boxes, and you even have it on your logo.
Yes.
The big boom box. I didn't want to have a huge one that didn't make sense for everybody. Like everybody can have a little one that's their companion when they go to bed, when they sit by the pool, when they're washing dishes, and that's what I wanted. Just a small companion. I wasn't trying to compete with the big ones either.
Right.
Because the price point is important too. So as a businessman, you got to make products that make sense as well. So these are all the factors that went into deciding how I want my boombox to be, and the fact that it's we named it the Magic Box, and it comes with my signature, and you can get it on the website for $99.99. It's a beautiful situation, and I'm very proud of it, bro. By the way, the buttons don't work. It's just a sticker.
That's dope.
Because it's Bluetooth. You just pair it up with your phone, and you're ready to,
And this was mine.
Yeah, and that was my homie Tony A's.
Yes, I'm not giving it away to nobody, especially for the guy who farted.
There you go.
Anyways, thank you for this. You also gave me a beanie. I know you got some posters, but I want you to sign one for me as well. So, other than that, Magic, man, I just want to thank you for coming. I truly appreciate you. When you first came here, I loved your story, and I've always told people I encourage you to go listen to his story. Like I said, just want to thank you, man. I greatly appreciate you coming.
You're welcome, brother.
It truly means a lot to me for you to sit across from me and to share these gems, these stories that especially introducing me to J-Roxx. And I want to thank you.
Think about, thank you as well, my brother, for opening your platform. We appreciate that. And of course, Big D, who works so hard to coordinate all these things that they do for us. Think about how everything that we talked about the last time I was here, it was, a good hour and a half, 2 hours worth of conversation. And here we are less than a year later doing a whole nother podcast that's completely new.
Yes.
That shows how hard that we've been working, and I like to work.
Yes.
And a lot of people always ask me, how do you get ahead? Work. Build it. They will come. If you build it, you got to build. Like I told you when we were off the air, a lot of up and coming rappers, they want the paycheck without putting in the hours. We're putting in the hours. We've put in a lot of hours with Jay, and we'll continue to put a lot of hours because we want to get the paycheck. Put in that overtime, my brother. Quit complaining on Instagram.
Yes, absolutely. And J-Roxx, I just want to tell you, sky's the limit. You've been a blessing, and I thank you. I'm glad your father's here. Like I said, I'm glad that and he's very instrumental in your life, and I really, really like that. So once again, to a long and prosperous life, I hope. people buy this up. Hope people listen to it, and I just wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you. And I wanted to give a shout out to my mom and my sister who are watching from home, because since we have a pretty big family, like not everyone gets to come with us to travel all the time for every single little thing that we have. So, and of course, there's my biggest supporters at home, and so I love you guys.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Other than that, you any more shout outs, maybe?
I don't know. Shout out to all my other family members that are watching this too, because they're like my biggest supporters. My tias. Shout out to my tia Mary. I'm pretty sure she's watching this. She's one of my biggest fans also.
Shout out to Imperial Valley.
Yeah, shout out to Imperial Valley as a whole. I love you guys. And shout out to every Mexican person, because like I just love you guys.
Being brown is down. Let's go.
Whether people love me or hate me, I'm gonna represent for us. So it's gonna be cool.
That's amazing. Magic. Any shout outs, anything you want to say?
I just want to thank you, bro. I feel I'm super blessed, and my biggest thank you is to the Lord, because God got my back.
Absolutely.
When God's with you, it don't matter who's against you.
Who can be against you? Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, everybody in Roadium Radio, once again, I want to thank MC Magic and I want to thank J Roxxx. I wish them nothing but the best. Continue to support them and show love. My shout outs will be Anthony, who's running the ship. I want to give much love, much respect to him. Also, I want to thank my boy Alex Cervantes Enterprise, for being a part of this team. Also, I want to give a shout out to my son B Scallons for helping me promote this. Want to give a shout out to my boy DJ Media Clips, even though he hardly comes anymore, but he's our camera guy. He takes all of our pictures. Much love, but he's a part of our team. Want to give a shout out to Big D. Big D, me and him, when we talk, we chop it up. He encourages me, checks up on me. So I got to appreciate that. And I also want to give a shout out to your father, Freddie. I'll give a shout out. Maybe we'll talk boxing right now, because I love talking sports.
And shout out to my nana.
Oh, man, we're going to be here for 3 hours more.
And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to my boy from San Diego, my boy MTO. Much love, much respect to you, brother. I keep my word, my brother. You stay blessed. Thank you for everything. Other than that, Roadium Radio fans, we have a special guest coming in on Wednesday, and I'll just give you a little sneak peek until you see the flyer. We're going to pull out our drum machines. He's going to pull out his SP12. I'm going to pull out my SP1200. We're going to play beats for you guys. We're going to make beats, so it's going to be something different. So you guys have a blessed night.
J-Roxx beat. Send it over. We'll see what happens. We'll see if it make the next album. Princesa Part 2.
Not
Princesa
a beat,
Part 2.
music.
Yes, music. There you go. Okay, everybody. God bless you guys. See you guys Wednesday. J-Roxxx, thank you. MC Magic,
Bless.
muchas gracias.
Gracias, Tony. God bless you.